welcome to the Nameless Voices podcast. This is episode number 46. A big shout out to my wife for her 28th birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Alice.
Give birth!
Shut up.
Okay, ready for the mood.
Okay, that's one way to think about it, I guess. My name's Nanashi. I'll be your host for the evening, and I apologize in advance for whatever the show's going to be.
Wait, why is he getting bigger?
I had to do some quick resizing again. He saw a pretty woman walking down the street,
Yeah, that sounds alright.
singing "Do a diddy diddy dum diddy."
Oh.
Joining me tonight is a menagerie of card floppers and gaggle fucks. Starting alphabetically, he's still riding that common writer skin. It's AI Ignister.
No TCG is safe from me. They will be in my hands one way or another.
Oh, there he is.
You'd have a TCG STD.
Yup.
God damn it, that's a show title.
No Diddy.
Show title.
We have the Uyghur memer himself, Connor Lockhart.
Donkey Kong is now in contention as a meta character for Melee. Do with that information what you will.
Damn.
DK.
Going
Yeah.
Volke.
Uh-huh.
He brings the Unga Bunga to gaming. It's Kenny the Caveman.
I don't know why people say we're not in a tier 0 format, but everyone's willing to spend $7,000 for fucking Feedsmith, so I don't know what's going on here. Tell me.
You got me. He is writing a brand new skin. It's Lone.
Hey, everyone. And my avatar could talk now. You
Oh.
can't notice.
Oh, the one and only.
Yeah.
It's Phoenix.
It's
Hey,
Phoenix.
Man, you made it.
Hey.
We have our fellow furry Yugi tuber, Mr. Rory Kalkos.
I neglected to say this in last month's podcast, so I'm gonna say it now. The fourth prime is real.
What's
Yeah,
that?
what?
There's a fourth
Prime.
Can we get much higher?
Finally out of development hell.
Very nice.
The
He just made it in time. It's Phoenix Reborn.
Yes, I am reborn.
Clearly.
Now at 20% more veganism.
Right, Sally got some upgraded support recently, didn't they?
Yes,
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 we'll
they
give
did.
you a steak later.
Would that be considered an upgrade, though?
Lateral
I
move.
consider Raging Phoenix more of a side grade.
Fair enough, fair enough. We have our silent partner, Lone. Or Rom. I'm on my name.
Two of me?
And before we continue, a word from our sponsor. Thank you, Rom. That is incredibly generous of you. We are sponsored by Bear Claw's Realms of Fantasy, a brand new coloring book, now available for purchase for $20.
Oh, I did not know we were
That
sponsored.
sounds insane.
Well, I am,
Don't
and therefore
forget-
the server is, so you take
not
that as you will.
VPN.
Never would I thought that this podcast would be sponsored in any way.
Oh, and we have a new person joining.
Actually, that's just Tommy.
Yeah.
What's good, Jumbo?
What do I put the picture at? For the new picture.
There he is.
Dude, if you wanted me to put up a new picture, it's kind of late to do it now.
Ah shit. Okay, we'll
you-
do Blitzo. We'll do Blitzo one more time, and then I'm just gonna put football-related stuff in September.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Getting back to the list, though. Well, next on the list is obviously our living shitpost, Raven.
He has moved to the front of the class.
And he's gone completely silent.
Oh, Discord was
Discord, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Jesus.
Amen.
Dude.
More technical issues.
Discord strikes again.
Clearly.
Yep.
Anyway,
more like-
it's me, Raven Trump. Vote for me, and I will buy out
Raven,
Konami.
start politics.
Shut up.
It's fine.
I'm gonna
It's
buy-
a joke. We'll let him have this one, but that's all it is a joke.
You vote for me, alright, and I'll buy out
like the
Konami.
election.
Make Konami great again.
Sure.
Like
That's,
what?
okay,
Doing
okay.
what?
Back in the class again. You keep this up, Raven.
All right, well, back to the topic at hand. He is every card game player's worst nightmare by name. It's Tim Brick.
to be muted.
Brick got thrown into a speaking ability and he scooped.
Rip.
Yeah.
Someone's
He
playing
rolled a one.
Sweet Snake Eyes, that's why.
Yeah.
Someone's
one.
playing Ancient Gear.
So true.
He got hit with Maxi and had no follow-ups.
Damn.
We have our
No,
dedicated
someone just hit
multi-
with Ash Blossom someone.
We have our dedicated multiversus player Yosh.
Multiverses, Nasby, Smash, anything where I can slam someone into the ground at 0% and watch them scream internally.
Fair enough.
Oh no, he's
Hulk-
fading out existence.
And where chat
So,
can say
Hawk-
some very sus things to him in chat.
What else is new?
Hulk versus Loki style, basically.
And he's here in all of his protogenic glory. It's Zivath.
Hitting the gritty with my heels.
Nice.
You want to introduce me to, or are we good, Nashi?
I was going to get to you since you came in at the absolute last second. He's finally back after a good... How long has it been? A year? Tell me.
A lot. I was here for one podcast, and then I came back. Took a break because Yu-Gi-Oh was dead, and then I came back to Magic,
And Yu-Gi-Oh is still bad.
No,
Yeah.
I decided to come back to Yu-Gi-Oh even though my deck is bad. Magic Spectre Draco Slayer. They're allowing
What is
vapes
your
in
deck?
the store. Magic Spectre Draco Slayer. And they were allowing vapes in the store. So people started bringing in vapes with weed. And keep in mind, there's 15 and 12-year-olds and 10-year-olds that play Commander.
Oh boy.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah,
People
that
would know.
sounds-
I got the hell.
boundaries.
I left. I said I'm quitting for a few months. I'm probably never coming back because I don't want to be in there if that's investigated. If they need
Makes
me to
sense.
testify, I'll testify.
All right. Well,
Understandably.
that's a heck of a story. So how's everyone doing?
So
Yeah.
far so
So
good.
Wait, did you
Upset.
announce everyone?
Set, truly, I...
Yeah, that was the whole list.
He did.
Oh,
I
okay,
do-
that's more.
My journey to complete every Devil May Cry is going adequate.
Not bad.
I have, I've completed all but one of the mainline Devil May Cry games, and that is the second one.
Yeah, I'm also
Second one was so good,
never
though.
touching. I'm also never touching that gotcha nonsense.
Smart.
Same.
Devil May Cry
Makes
4?
sense.
No, Peak
No.
of Combat, which is the mobile game, but the only good thing that came out of that game was the fucking song.
Yes. Also Count Thunder, but
I've only played like I said, I've only played the mainline games, which are the 5 actual DMC games. And like I said, I never finished 2. I'm not gonna finish 2. Fuck Devil May Cry 2.
That bad.
no, I've gone.
You're doing
through
yourself a
all
favor,
of them.
honestly.
Wait, is this
I've
three?
also-
Is it
know.
2 or 1 that's bad?
It was okay to me.
Yeah.
At least you all are not torturing yourselves with the DMC reboot.
It is
I
not
actually-
mainline, so
I
fuck
actually-
that.
Reboot's
The
fine.
reboot-
It's just people overreacted to the fact that they were trying to replace them.
It's like combat was fine, but the story was ass. And the thing I find most funnier about
True.
the reboot really is that the combat system would be used when making Devil May Cry 5. And you can
No,
see like some parts where they improved upon it there.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the big problems I had with the reboot, I don't fuck with no lock on.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Understandable.
lack of weapons and no lock on.
As in making it. Lock on as in making it easy for people to play like they did for the Pokemon remix.
Yeah, I have
Pokemon.
I'm talking about Gen. What is it like? Was it Baby in the players like the Gen 4 remix of Pokemon?
Oh,
Yeah,
ew.
don't get me started on those abominations.
Yeah, something
No.
like that. It would take too long to explain it. The short answer is kind of.
Oh,
yeah, like
you don't
Amen.
baby your fan base into playing a damn game. Get the
no,
fuck
but
outta here.
here was the problem with the lock on. You know you have a problem when the game's lock on needs you to wear glasses.
Wow. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh,
That's
I always
Like-
wear them.
yeah, and that's Yeah, because the reticle is so small, you needed glasses to see it.
Oh boy, that's never a good sign.
Mm-mm.
Amen.
It was worse with Virgil.
They turned
It's
Virgil
Virgil. It's
into a
supposed to be hard
fucking.
though.
They turned Virgil into a fucking redditor in that game.
For lack of a better
He
term,
definitely
yes.
was not the storm that was approaching.
Yeah, he was definitely.
Is that
No,
is that truly
he
any
is.
different from how he acted in the first games though?
Yes.
At least when it comes to
Yes, because reboot Virgil is just the sprinkler that is activating, not the storm that is approaching.
Oh, I thought you meant
that's a good
DMC5 Virgil.
No.
Yeah. Now, because the only great thing that Pika Combat ever actually gave us was Count Thunder, and I'm just looking at the new stuff Pika Combat gave us, and they just now gave us Lady with the rocket launcher, and I'm like,
Well, also, the theme Fire Inside is such a banger too.
yes, it is.
Alright, so
Naturally.
let's go ahead and get some of these general topics out of the way. For the first time, probably since we started this show, I'm actually going to take a few minutes and dedicate it to some furry news.
Some sauce.
Oh
So-
boy.
First off being the saddest article, and then we're going to try and work our way back up. The owner of one of the most renowned furry art websites in existence, Fur Affinity, Dragoneer, has unfortunately passed away.
Oh
yeah,
Did you
yes.
see
found
it?
out
Yeah,
yesterday.
and then
Yeah.
insurance.
Flicked over by the
This
American
insurance
healthcare
shit talked the
system.
whole entire time.
Unfortunately, it did seem to be an associated issue with his medical insurance not willing to pay for what he needed, but that's neither here nor there. The fact is that he is gone, and everyone is feeling the hurt from this. The future of Fur Affinity as a platform is actually in jeopardy. If any of you have anything that is valuable to you on that platform, save it as soon as you can. And apparently, as a result of this, or possibly even because of this, the healthcare system might actually get hacked, possibly, because let's be honest, the majority of infrastructure on the internet is done by furries. This might actually cause problems down the road.
Oh yeah, tell me
Well,
about
the
it.
healthcare system and capitalism go fuck themselves. Hell, communism.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for
As
that.
an American, I'm gonna honestly say if it means that they actually do their job for once instead of making everyone go through hell just to get a fucking band-aid, I'm all for it.
But,
Agreed.
yeah.
I won't participate in it, obviously, but I'll be willingly sit on the sidelines and cheer, I guess.
I wanna point out too that that at this rate with the American healthcare system, it has been. I want to point out one of the funniest meme examples that poked fun at it, and it was when the Spider-Man memes were getting really popular. Someone pointed out, "Oh, Peter Parker is a news reporter with a low salary in New York, gets bitten by a spider, has a baseball-sized fucking indent where it got bitten, sleeps it off instead of getting a checkup."
America.
Yeah. That's
He knows better.
That's America.
Great.
All right, so next on the list of furry topics, let's start trying to bring this back up. The AnthroCon Furry Convention came and went at the start of last month, and they were expecting a 15,000 member turnout. They had over 17,000 attending.
That's impressive.
Jesus Christ, that's good.
And they raised over $100,000 for charities, including the one charity they were literally trying to raise money for, which was Grey Paws Sanctuary, where they try to find homes for older dogs.
Aww.
That's nice.
Yeah, every year they have an animal-themed charity, and they do really well for it. I think this is the most they've raised for a charity thus far.
Impressive.
Well, that's good.
And the last bit of news on that is the new 5v5 combat game, Wild Assault.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I
heard about that.
Furry shooter.
They know their
I've actually
audience.
never heard about it.
Okay,
Furry
Rom
Overwatch.
will probably find a trailer for us. It's a 5v5 combat game. Think Overwatch, but extremely simplified, and all the characters are anthros. I actually have the information for which ones are which written down somewhere, but the main one's a fox girl that can
bookmarking
power
this
slide
shit.
with an assault rifle. They know their audience.
Yeah, so what you're telling me...
One of them is a bunny girl.
Yeah, so what you're
There it
telling
is.
me, they made Furry
Oh,
Valorant.
that one.
More or less.
Yeah.
No, they made Furry Overwatch.
More or less.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
You know what? Fair. One's
Um,
known for its porn, the other one is barely known to begin with.
That's true.
Actually,
Meanwhile, Paladins already had furry characters.
The main
Yeah,
girl,
and no one still gives it time of day, unfortunately.
the main character's a fox girl. My only issue with her is they gave her blonde hair. She would have been better as a brunette or possibly a straight black raven hair girl.
Yeah.
Wolfman's a sniper, awesome. Bear is a heavy gunner, like who could have seen that coming? And yes, he's Russian. Skunk's
It's always the bear
Heavy.
characters that are Russian. What the fuck?
well, yes, Russia's all bears on unicycles.
Yeah, and bears and bars, if you know what I mean.
There's a skunk girl that's AoE, there's a bunny girl that's a healer, there's a bull that's a tank rush, and there's like one other that I think I missed. But yeah, it's 7 characters so far starting out. They're probably going to have more, and it looks like a fun game.
I'm looking at it right now. It's pretty legit.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Oh yeah,
Me-
the Tiger Man is
me
a CQC specialist.
Me personally, I'm not a fan
Not
of.
surprised.
They better add an otter character, because you know I'll be playing that.
Oh yeah. I'll probably be the healer.
Well,
I mean, I've always been a support specialist.
I'll play
Me
the bear since I was
personally-
playing tank.
Now we wait to see if this game will either be balanced or if it will be so unbalanced that it makes both Overwatch and Pokemon Unite cum their pants.
Oh god damn it!
Oh,
I just
yeah.
remembered the fox girl runs on all 4s and power slides.
Oh no.
Me
You know, their
personally,
audience.
I'm not really a fan of battle royale games myself, or like games like Overwatch. So like personally, I'm gonna have to pass.
That's fine.
Understandable.
If you change
Understandable.
your mind and give it a look, it might be cool. We're still kind of waiting for the
No,
full
no.
release.
Yeah.
Take a look at the stream and look at the what next video.
Yep, Furry bait FPS.
That is art.
Perfect time.
That is what we call art.
That
That was perfect in this movie.
So next up, I've actually got 3 different things to talk about real quick. Well, first off, true, small complaints. They need 2 more characters to round out the roles for the game as a whole. Yes, that is very true. Now, next topic is going to be all the things that Twitter's been getting wrong.
Basically everything.
Yeah, let's focus on these
Yes.
3 specific points, though. First off, they enabled automatic data mining for their Grok AI bot.
And you can only sort it out on the physical, on PC.
You have to do it
and
on
not mobile.
website. You can't do it on the app. Yeah, you can't do it on the app. You have to do it on the website.
Yep.
You can do it on mobile still. Just it has to be done on the it has to be on the website, not the app itself, which is really fucking stupid.
Then they also enabled that automatic video scrolling thing on their mobile app. So anytime you're watching a video and it ends, instead of starting over, it just puts you to the next video in some random ass list.
I've actually experienced that a few times, and I will admit that it is kind of annoying.
It is. They're basically trying to TikTok
yeah.
themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they also started limiting automated tweets, which will hamper news and warning sites.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
dang.
That's
See-
kind of dumb.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you can
Again,
say
it's Twitter. I
suspended
shouldn't
on
be
Twitter
surprised.
and get flagged for it.
There
Oh,
was another.
I mean, this is
Elon
Twitter.
fuck
When are we?
bots, it's kinda-
There was
Yeah, this is
another
Twitter.
thing.
When are we gonna leave them alone? Yeah, I was about to say, this is Twitter. When are we gonna leave them alone and not have them cause a fire of some sorts?
Yeah.
So
Speaking
good.
of,
Never.
Guys-
Not unless Elon steps down.
speaking
Never.
of,
Guys,
Let's be real. That's
I
not
have
gonna
some-
happen.
I have
Fucking
some bad
go
news.
into a fiery pit of hell.
Yeah, guys, I have some bad news that we might need to call Evault for.
What?
Who?
Pasa?
Guess who wants to be in the 2028 Olympics for boxing?
Who?
What?
Oh no.
Does his name rhyme with Lake Mall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for the
Yeah.
record, Reborn, you, me, and maybe 2 other people understand who Evolt is.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I think
getting
it's
back
just
to-
the 3 of us.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe 4. getting back on topic.
Speaking of Twitter, though, and there was another thing they announced too. I don't know if you brought that up, or if it was part of what you said, but they also did announce that they were thinking of getting rid of like comment threads and likes, or at least you can't see it unless you click on the actual thing.
I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, likes and everything. Like
I'm
counts.
sorry, but if they get rid of comics, I can't troll politicians.
That's probably why they do it, because
are still allowed, but you can't reply to replies in the future.
Thank you for that, by the way, Rom.
I just want to troll.
This isn't necessarily a Twitter replacement, it's more a Discord replacement, but yes, I have been fiddling with Revolt a little bit more if if Discord ever decides to fully shit itself, and it's coming along, in case anybody was wondering.
That's good. That's good.
But getting back to the list of topics that I have here, next up, we're all familiar with DafuqBoom, who is the guy who made the Skibidi Toilet series. Supposedly, he sent out copyright strikes to Gary's mod.
Wait,
they were
what?
What?
I can wait. I can clear it up. I can clear it up.
I was actually about to get to that. Supposedly he did, but it was not actually him. Basically, he's in line to create a Skibidi Toilet movie, and the Goodman Bay lawyers were either being idiots or it was some random troll doing it. The guy almost got in a huge amount of trouble for something he didn't even do.
Damn.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just another one of those things where, thanks to multiple platforms not finding a way to securely allow you to claim who you are without having to, basically hand over a copy of your birth certificate. So, it's just one of those things.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did hear a lot of people audibly groaning at the idea of a Skibidi Toilet movie. But that's probably
Myself
because
included.
they were mainly thinking about all the brain rot, Gen Alpha,
Obviously.
YouTube Kids like content.
Yeah, but
exactly.
the good news
the
is
actual series and
It's gonna be
it
like that
being
annoying
somewhat
orange.
compelling with no dialogue whatsoever. It might actually make for a decent movie. I mean,
Yeah, but apparently
it's pretty
Michael.
cinematic, and Gary's mod is free.
Yep.
I think.
If
But-
it's live, though they
It is.
said it would probably be live action, in that their idea of who to direct it will be Michael Bay, and we all know how he is.
well, let's be honest. If
Well,
it's Michael
hold
Bay
on,
directing
hold
the
on.
visual
Yeah.
This
effects,
style can be good for certain types of films.
if Michael Bay is the one
Yeah,
who's going to
yeah,
direct
that
the
means he might
visual
do some Ninja
effects,
Turtles.
it's going to look amazing.
Absolutely.
But as far as directing a story, though, he's meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
I
at all
would
the
say
Transformers sequels.
let.
I was about to
actual
say, let's look at the
people-
Transformers series of movies.
Yeah. Let
Or the
actual
Teenage Mutant Ninja
people-
Turtles movie.
True.
Honestly, I'm inclined
He's
to
got- he's
not
gonna make the
entirely
toilet
blame Bay
Transformers
for the
robot.
sequels sucking.
All right, so
The
next on my list is actually that on the subject of internet content. The final episode of Murder Drones is coming out soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
23rd of August.
Wait, is it like only
It's
one
still
season
running?
for them?
Apparently,
No, what do you mean? I thought
It's the
the show
series
had
finale.
3 seasons already.
it's the series finale.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's been labeled as.
Yeah, no, but I mean like the
I thought they were. So they stopped making episodes there for a second. What the fuck?
I thought it had like 3 seasons, honestly. Because of the way
Murder
they
Drones,
had
not
the
that I'm
episode.
aware of.
Nope.
Oh,
I
alright,
thought
then.
it got cancelled because no one was talking about it anymore.
Yeah, kinda.
To be fair, it's been running its course, so yeah.
And on that
I've actually
note,
never seen.
go ahead.
I've actually never seen the series myself, so
I've
Didn't-
tried
I've only seen
watching
the
it.
pilot.
I've tried watching it. It's too spastic. It's too all over the place.
Didn't Meta Runner
It's
have
alright,
like 3 or 4 seasons though?
Give or take.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
But getting back on topic, on the note of that, there's also the matter of Death Battle, which has been acquired by one of its lead vocal artists, Ben Singer.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, so that means that the future of Death Battle actually looks bright. Not only that, it looks like Devil Artemis, the guy who does the Cell Versus series on his own, appears to be not directly associated with them to a point.
I mean, he has
Yeah,
Hey,
animated some of
good for him. He deserves that.
The Omni-Man
That-
versus.
I'm
yeah.
not okay. So I'm not a Devil Artemis fan. Someone brought up the fact that they were S8 in this Discord, and he just laughed at it.
He doesn't sell version stuff. Though,
Yeah, that's kind of
That's-
scummy.
Yeah, a little bit. I might have to look into that. But the fact remains that his content is actually hilarious because he perpetuated the whole.
It never leaked because I was going to be one of the leakers.
Ah,
They banned me before I could download everything.
fair
I
enough.
want to point out too that in terms of the 3D animated fights, there have been some really good ones that he animated, like Ganon versus Dracula.
Oh,
he
yeah.
worked on that.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
That one was actually like
one
really
fight
clean.
one fight that I still would want to see, but I know will never happen because too niche. Kamen Rider versus Captain America.
That was actually one of the ones they were pitching back in the day.
Mhm.
It just never
Yeah,
got enough
I'm
results.
I'm still
Yeah,
very
is it-
much pissed at. I'm still very much pissed at Death Battle for their fucking fuck up that was Green Lantern versus Ben 10.
Yeah, let's not get into that. We'll
Yeah.
be here all
Yeah,
day.
yeah, that's
We'll be
definitely the
here
biggest
all day
blunder,
if we get
that
into
one.
that.
No, I
Yeah,
think
the-
that was legit.
No, it wasn't.
Fucking, I think he's fucking with you, dude.
I'll throw
No,
hands against you, Raven.
All right.
I kind of understand where it's coming from because there is still one that angers me to this day that makes no sense. Natsu versus Ace.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
dumbest thing
oh,
ever.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
not
yeah,
get into
oh,
that
yeah,
one either.
Yes, let's pitch the guy who is made of fire against the guy that eats fire. What
This
could
would be-
possibly go
That
right?
won't be one side at all.
This was before hockey was introduced, so they have
Yeah.
a rematch. Hockey alone will tip it into his
It,
favor.
it might be a
to
deciding
be
factor.
honest, we can all agree on what the worst death battle is. Bieber
Not
versus
Wait,
Black.
but
Black.
Ace never used hockey.
No, it's confirmed that Ace
Yeah.
used hockey.
Introduced during that time.
Okay. In my opinion, the worst one has to be Dio versus Alucard.
No, actually, I have to give it to that one. They did their research. They covered all the bases.
Mhm.
No, it's
As
not
like,
because of
at
that.
the
They
very
did,
least,
and
it-
I'm very glad they did because the outcome was perfect. Everything was right. I'm more annoyed at the fact they were trying to glaze Dio so much when like it's painfully obvious you can't win against Alucard. He's basically like time incarnate with all the souls he has in him.
Unfortunately, no. Dio did have the physical output to actually kill all 3 million souls at the same time if he got a good shot at them, which he did. But we're not going to get into
did.
that. It would take us way too long to explain all
Yeah,
the
that's-
details. But
I
Yeah.
will
We're already
say,
half an hour in. We haven't even got
It's
past
not
the
the
hurry
most
stuff.
decision death battle ever did was to put Saitama in a fight. Like,
yeah,
we,
Saitama versus
all
Popeye
know
was
he
actually, even though it was one
auto-wins.
side, it was fun.
He's
I
the
wanna-
king of
I-
anime.
I want to point out to wrap up this Death Battle section, my personal favorite still to this day is the Scooby-Doo versus Courage one.
yeah,
Because that was just
Ooh,
fun.
that's a clean one.
yeah. We have to give that one
Actually,
to them.
no,
I
that's
do
actually
remember a
one
really funny one of Hercule Satan versus Dan. That was a
Oh,
funny
that's a
one.
good one.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, so the last
For me,
story.
it's
I was
Popeye
going to
versus
say to
Saitama.
finish off
Oh,
that
sure.
we can complain about Dio versus Alucard and the such, but the one thing they will always have over Bieber versus Black is that they're not over glorified cyberbullying, which Bieber versus Black is.
Sure, we can
Oh, yeah.
agree to disagree on that one.
yeah.
Now, the last article that I have here, I think is going to get a chuckle out of everyone. How many of you heard about the Cum Factory Explosion?
What?
What? Yup,
What?
yup, I was waiting for this. I was waiting for this.
Wait.
Okay, in Australia, let me explain. In Australia, there was a fire at a cattle breeding facility that led to the
no.
explosion of 100 tanks of bull sperm.
Oh no.
Ugh. Everyone
The fire
Dig up
department
some
literally had to
fucking
dodge projectals.
Yeah.
I freaking hate you
Screw
for
up,
that
Roland.
comment, Rom. I freaking hate you.
You shall die now.
Hold
Wait.
up.
What? I have my phone off. What? Oh, I'm terrified to see.
Krispy Kreme got their glazing malfunction.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god, dude.
I freaking hate you.
You're a legend for that one.
Why put that?
Wait, hold on. Let me find the gift, like, which just pretty much describes Rom right now.
Yeah.
What can I say except you're welcome?
The worst part is that doesn't
for
say
the
accept, it says
image I
expect.
put in your mind.
Oh.
Oh, wait,
God.
Nanashi, you asked us to like save a bunch of like stuff to use for it.
Yes,
you
I
brought this
did,
up.
because I planned for this. If you got any fun titles
Hey,
to say about that, just share them in the chat.
Oh.
Let me see if I can find it first, because I had them written down for this exact reason.
Please do.
Holy sweet Jesus! I already hold on, I'll just
Dear
look.
God.
Yeah, I'll just look up bull. It'll be easier than that.
All right.
Because we wrote down a couple.
Yeah.
It's gonna die. Yeah.
All right.
All I can say is Mad Milk's going real hard right now.
You
Clearly.
suck.
All I gotta say is,
It's raining
all I gotta
jizz.
say to this. Is,
Oh, okay.
No.
SGM wrote "Come to your God."
You're gonna
the show-
break me.
I'm pretty sure all the show titles for this show are going to just be about this.
Yes.
Aside from the one near the very beginning.
One day I will
Right.
successfully get one of my quotes as a show title.
all right, since
Someone
Cum was
called it
mentioned, I have
comedy.
to. Hold on, guys.
Guys,
Cum-
hang on.
let me
Tommy
do
wants to
this
say
real
something.
Since Cum was mentioned, I have to do this.
Sea cucumbers are my passion.
Oh no!
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no!
I'm concerned.
No.
All right.
Tonight is being
I
Ori's
recognize the
nightmare. I think he might end up leaving.
Yeah. All right, let me read off
Let's,
what we have written down.
Just
all right,
type.
so
just
like someone wrote that. Well, just type them. Well, I mean, yeah, I could just copy paste them. You're right.
Yeah, just copy and paste them into the chat. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day because there's a lot of them. So while you're doing that, let's go ahead and get into some of the topics that we're here to talk about. First off, Ziv wanted to discuss wrestling.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah! That final game, final match was good.
It's Ziv's turn to talk. Let's let him speak.
Yeah.
So yeah, we actually had the luck to postpone the podcast actually for 1 week, or we couldn't talk about it because it was the greatest party of the summer, the SummerSlam. I will go through each match, so this might take a while. So first, the SummerSlam got opened by Jelly Roll and Triple H. I don't know if anyone here knows Jelly Roll, but he seems to be an American superstar. Are you okay, Josh?
Jelly roll?
Yeah. Anyway, after that, the first match was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. And Liv Morgan won after Dominic Mysterio betrayed Rhea Ripley and Morgan landed their Oblivion on the chair, unseen by the ref.
Alright, there. I put him in the chat.
Cool.
There's not many of them.
Then the second match was Braun Breaker, aka Steiner Jr. against Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship, and thank God that Braun Steiner finally won. And then what a fashion! He won in 5 minutes and broke Sami in 2 parts with his spear.
Ooh.
These spears are actually nuts. He's actually doing the same spear as Roman Reigns with the rope to rope, but 10 times faster actually.
Damn.
He's amazing.
Badass.
Then, for the third match, we had Logan Paul versus LA Knight. LA
Right.
Knight won. Logan Paul finally lost the title, and go fuck off if you ask me. He was just a wrestling tourist and nothing more. He could go back into clowning on Instagram or whatever he does.
Oh, agreed.
He can take a nice pit dive into a shark tank with a small cut. That's all I gotta say.
Like,
I wish Logan
What if we
Paul
put
a
him
very
to hang in the
merry
forest and have someone
poverty.
else say up about him?
yeah, can we?
Yo, I was gonna say that, but you can say that since I don't want to get in trouble. Smile.
As long as we can keep it within Twitch TOS, I don't personally care what you say. I just want to make sure we don't make this show last 3 hours because we all want to say something
I don't
silly.
think that joke was in Twitch TOS, by the way.
Well, if they don't notice it, then we all have to care. Let's move on. What's next on the list for you, Zip?
I was still talking about SummerSlam.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, then for the first match we all wanted to see actually, and if you ask me, would have been the main event was Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. This was CM Punk's first singles match after 10.5 years in WWE. Since who don't know, he left the company at 2014 after his memorial speak in the ring, where he actually real talked about Vince McMahon and the company, and then left. And then last year at the Survivor Series, he returned by surprise, and that was the last second thing of his contract, actually.
When he returned, I was sleeping for work, and my friend woke me up and made me watch it. I'm like, I'm sleeping, you dumbass.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping.
And the match also had Seth Rollins as special guest referee, and who would got fought the three wrestlers who hate each other the most. It had so much tension and fire in the air. The battle. The highlight began when Rollins put on the arm necklace from CM Punk because she just wanted it to be safe around his arm that it doesn't get destroyed in the ring. And CM Punk saw it when he wanted to pin Drew McIntyre after the go to sleep, and got furious and attacked Seth Rollins with a GTS himself. After that followed a low blow from McIntyre and the Claymore to the win. But the feud is not ended yet. Drew McIntyre took his necklace as a trophy and walked away, and they still continued the fight. And Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk will be the main event of the Bad Blood pay-per-view, and it will be also a Hell in a Cell match.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it's gonna be a war.
Yeah, that's pretty legit. Also, I see CM Punk's getting a bit gray in the jaw.
A little bit. He still looks okay.
Hit him in the jaw.
I mean, if Ric Flair could wrestle at his age, CM Punk could easily out.
Yeah, that's true. You do make a validity there.
All right, so what's next on the list?
After 50 or 60, Rick didn't make it look well. Kind of looked like ass.
Yeah, no, I wasn't done yet. Just that dude now.
I know.
So then the next match was, or was it the match before Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk? I can't recall anymore. Was the second diver match of the night was Nia Jax versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship, which was a toilet break if you ask me, because both women are just bland and boring in the ring, and also from the charisma. And what a surprise!
Versus heel matches tend to suck.
Yes, like Nia Jax also won the title with, I don't agree with, since she's such a danger to work in the ring with. But at the same time, Bayley didn't give the title justice, so it was just pest versus cholera.
I don't like Jax at all because she injures people, and if I ever go to a WWE event, I'm going to play Ow My Hole on loudspeaker, loud enough for her to hear it.
Fair enough.
Then the next...
the band.
Yeah, we get it.
Then the next match was Damian Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, where Gunther won after it seemed that Damian Priest already defended his title by a South of Heaven chokeslam, but Gunther rolled almost out, rolled at the ringside, and then Finn Balor from behind put his leg on the rope and betrayed Priest as well, and Priest saw it and got furious, and he found himself in the Kimura lock again and faded out, and with that Gunther won the championship.
Nice.
I'm
And
gonna be real with you. I don't think Priest was a good champion.
Actually, I liked him as a champ. Also, and now Damian Priest is together with Ripley a babyface, and Judgment
it had to happen.
And Judgment Day kind of broke apart since they only have the clown left in their crew. Like the only ones left are Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough, who are all three a joke if you ask me. You can't take them serious.
One thing I kind of noticed is that Dominic does not have raised talent when it comes to.
Yeah, he doesn't have his old man's talent at all. You were 100% correct on that.
Well, that's the thing. Rey Mysterio was a generational talent as a luchador, and he started in Mexico before coming to the United States. Dominic went straight to Rally Wrestling, which is owned by Booker T, so he has more of that WWE style before he had the luchador style. He was still trained by his father, but that's the concept he has, which makes sense if you look at any people who came from Rally TV.
The problem with Dominic is he tries to be too much Eddie Guerrero. Since he also copies his hair and beard style now from his.
Then again, it is canon that he is Eddie Guerrero's son, so what makes sense.
Yeah.
Wrestling lore really is fascinating.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hey,
you should see the lore for.
There was a ladder match to see who would get custody of Dominic.
That was the greatest match ever. Vicky, I just love that.
Oh god.
Love that match.
We need the custom match 2.0. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Who gets Dominic Mysterio's hand?
Oh, that's great.
It's actually fascinating you guys get so
it has to be a ladder match again.
Whoever loses this match must pay child support.
I don't want to see any of them take any bumps like that. I understand Eddie and fucking Ray can do it. They can. I don't want Liz or fucking Ben doing that. That's different.
And then comes the main event after SummerSlam: Cody Boring Rhodes versus head of the Buffy Solo Secure, which was a bloodline match like at WrestleMania. And first it was very fair, no weapons, just a normal match if you ask me. And until the bloodline interfered in the form of Tamatonga and Tangaloa, with Tangaloa wearing now an eye patch, thinking of he's a pirate or something. I don't know what this is. Then Kevin Owens and Randy Orton came out and helped Cody to get rid of the two. Then 5 minutes later, Jacob Fatu came out and completely destroyed Cody Rhodes. And on the fall of the announcement table, he actually injured himself, which was just a work afterwards. But he really got injured a bit by cutting his leg with one of the monitors. But the fake injury was to take him out for the end of the match, which was after Cody Rhodes kicked off of the Samoan spike. Both attendees were laying there, and then what we all waited for, the music of the tribal chief hit, and Roman Reigns came out. First stared at the ring and then ran to it, gave Solo Sikoa a Superman punch and a spear, and walked out again. And that was the end of the match.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
That's a lot to process.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns is also now listed as a babyface of the company.
There's been some really weird baby faces.
Like it does.
I'm gonna be real.
It does make sense since the build-up was for it. Like, I must say, Solo did a great job. That everyone wanted Roman back, and that everyone hates Solo and the new Bloodline. I honestly can't wait for the civil war of the Bloodline.
I
OG
see Roman as an
Bloodline versus
anti-hero
new
more than
Bloodline.
Okay, let me just say this. I see Roman more as an anti-hero more than a face. Because I still see him beefing with Cody down the line.
Oh, see, he will go after Cody again once the Bloodline stuff is settled, but not as a heel anymore. Like, he will be still an anti-hero, but not in the sense of being evil.
Yeah, but
He
so it's gonna
follows
be like
his own justice now.
so it's gonna be like a Rock and Austin, because Austin was always anti-hero. Everyone loved
Yes.
Rock. So it's gonna be everyone. Roman's an anti-hero, but everyone loves Cody.
Yes.
You don't want to see either one lose, but they're gonna give their best when they wrestle. So, I mean, yeah makes sense.
Good face
I'm
versus face-ish battle.
It's not good because you need someone to cheer, boo, and hate, but usually someone is willing to be that, and Roman, if anything. But then again, it's Roman. It's been great for the last, 4 years.
But then again, there's now the dilemma with the OG Bloodline that Sami Zayn officially got kicked out last year at the Royal Rumble from Roman Reigns himself, and Jey Uso is now over the top with his Yeet gimmick as a solo wrestler. So how do you want to bring the OG Bloodline even together?
You still need to get Jimmy and Jay together, and they haven't settled their beef in any way.
The problem is
So they
if you bring the two together, then all his work as solo wrestler is pulverized
basically-
to dust. You can't do
Basically-
that to Jay. He's too over to be a solo wrestler now.
And that's
he
what
does great work.
that's
He
what
doesn't
sucks. 'Cause
need- He doesn't need Jimmy anymore.
Yeah, but then if you look at the tag teams, the Guerrillas of Destiny, Tama and Tango are the brothers who are a tag team. It's the only way that makes sense correlation-wise. Because then you have Jacob Fatu versus Sammy, and that would be fucking lit. I would love that.
Honestly, I want Jacob to betray the Bloodline and draft over to Raw so we can have Gunther versus Jacob for the title. That would be fire.
But they're not going to give it to him, because right now we need a heel for a championship belt, and we need a face for a title belt. That's usually what they did back in the early 2000s with WWE and World Heavyweight. Which is kind of fun, dude.
But that's the problem. Jacob Fatu is way too over for the Bloodline. The Bloodline needs him and not other way around. Like, let's be honest. Tamatonga and Tangalore, they have zero charisma and look like a joke. And Solo Sikoa, we have to not talk about it.
Fair enough.
I blame the fact that can't use the gun stunt, which is just another cutter, which is what Randy does best. That's the only reason Tama can't get it.
Like the problem here is with Triple H have now to continue that what Vince McMahon started, sadly, and that the Bloodline story just goes in circle at this point and is way over the expiration date.
Yeah.
Anyway, that the podcast doesn't go too long, I give back to Nanashi now.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So, first off, fantastic. I loved everything I heard. I really need to sit down and look into wrestling more if I didn't have to spend so much of my free time at work lately.
Ooh,
yeah.
Work's been that rough?
One of my coworkers actually had to go out for treatment for an ulcer problem, which is the reason the cast didn't happen last week.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it almost didn't happen this week either, but I managed to make that happen. But next on my list appears to be the Lorcana TCG.
But I bet that you will love wrestling.
I'm sure I will. I used to love it when I was a kid, for different reasons than I probably would now, but I am going to sit down and give it a genuine chance when I can. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Raven. Go ahead.
So, as far as news, there has been a few big updates. Nothing over 10 minutes, thank God. But we got new cards from the new set Shimmering Skies revealed, and I'll go over the more noteworthy ones. The demo kit, Lorcana Gateway, and the starter decks for Set 5 have been unveiled as far as the contents go, which is also a plus. And we have a tournament report all the way from Italy in Bologna, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
It's Bologna.
I probably Bologna. You know, like I said, I was probably butchering it, and someone was going to be like, "Oh, actually."
I'm sorry, it's Bologna. I see that word. I only see Bologna. A country named Bologna.
But the first one of the overall announcements that they made surprised the fuck out of me. As of 2024, the Lorcana TCG will be sold in China, which is unexpected to me because a certain president, whose name I can't pronounce, banned Winnie the Pooh because of jokes about how he looked like him, and there are Winnie the Pooh cards.
That's hilarious.
I guess.
I never thought of that.
So you have to wonder if Winnie the Pooh will be banned from their card pool because the president hates being compared to him, or if they're just going to censor him.
I was going to
Right.
say they're probably going to be censored Duel Link style.
Possibly.
Oh god.
Only time will tell.
But that funny report aside, that honestly surprised me. We got a tournament report at Bologna. After the treacherous squirrel of Bucky, the hand-looping mastermind was neutered and sent to gay baby errata jail for being cringe. There have been no signs of Bucky as far as the tournament meta decks are concerned. Emerald Steel was a rare sight at the tournament because of this.
Decks for this Disney card game?
Bucky could probably be training in the Dark World.
Yes, and there is a deck that won this whole event that has been on the meta radar since fucking set 1, really. And I want to point out, a large majority of the decks being played were Amber Steel, and then there was one at the finals that was Ruby Sapphire. Amber Steel decks, they love their characters, they swarm, and then they swarm the board, quest for a shit ton of lore early on. One of the finalists got to like fucking 19 lore early on in the game. And they love using song cards, and they have cards with sub abilities called singers, which can essentially mitigate the cost for those. So you have a singer that allows you to sing for a cost-free song card. You exert them because there's a lot of them. You have cards like Grab Your Sword, which is a cost 5 mitigated by singer that deals 2 damage to all characters your opponent controls, and this is bad against your, and this is good against your opponent for the early game, because a lot of their characters are going to have low health, basically. But
you showed a card that like doesn't even tap itself to sing songs.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. If the characters are canonically mute, they'll make it a pack filler card that that's like that.
Fair enough.
I find that funny. But despite this strategy, it didn't fare well against a Ruby Sapphire deck with a strategy and character that has been on the meta radar since set 1 of Lorcana, which is Lorcana in the first chapter. You all were terrified of Squirrel Boy. What if I told you about set 1's very own kleptomaniac crab? Tamatoa, baby.
Let's freaking go!
Frivolous Gaming.
Let's freaking go, Shea Fred's meta, baby!
So, Tamatoa, he's pretty fucking funny. Not only can he recycle item cards, he gets a lore counter for every item you have in play. So, you combine him with cards that allow you to dig your deck for items, and you combine him with a lot of because he's also a part of a color that loves mana ramping, is what
Yeah,
I'm
I
going to
was-
call ink ramping, basically. So getting him out is not an issue. And
Yeah, I was about to say, like, for all these folks at home, Sapphire is the color that just loves to ramp.
and also red-blue is the combination you have the most hard time facing in the late game because they have access to a shit ton of destruction. One of their noteworthy ones, disruption-wise, is a song card called "Be Prepared," which is just Dark Hole.
That sounds about right.
So what you're telling me, they have an in-archetype dark hole.
Basically, blame Scar for
Nice.
that. But anyway, what you'd do, you'd play a shit ton of items early on, and then you'd play Tamatoa, because in the match, the man got him to about fucking, like, 8, he could quest for 9 lore, basically. And then you combine him with what Rom posted, Lucky Dime. Lucky Dime is hilarious because not only is it an item that will boost Tamatoa, you can exert it and pay 2 to gain lore equal to the lore counter of a character. The winner of the event, the winner of the event had a 9 quester Tamatoa and then used Lucky Dime to gain 18 lore in a turn.
Oh my god.
I was about,
lord.
I was about to say, it's not original lore, it's also current lore.
Yes, and the other noteworthy card was Maurice's Workshop, where when you play an item, you get to pay 1 to draw a card, and that's not a hard once per turn.
Oh
It
no.
really isn't.
Hold up, so I just heard TG Hyper Librarian.
And
Might as
it
well
gets
be.
funnier
If it plays like actions.
because there's a funny combo that he did live on the stream where it was the one of a blue queen that basically said you can exert her to look at the top 4 cards of your deck to find an item and then put any misses to the bottom. Not a hard once per turn, so he combined it with the Shield of Virtue, which is a 1-drop item that says, oh yeah, you can unexert a character, they just can't quest, but who cares about questing when you could just use the queen to dig again?
Oh dear.
You know, the sad part is, every time you bring up that these games have a quest mechanic, it just reminds me of the Gamers 3 movie, because apparently there's a mechanic in the card game they feature in that game, in that movie, that actually uses that as a win condition.
Yeah, it's something else, but yeah, even though his opponent, who was running Amber Steel, managed to get to 19 lore, like 2 games out of 3, because they both won 1 game of the match, he still managed to fucking overpower, because the Amber Steel player wasn't able to get any bodies on board to win the game, and Tamatoa was getting bigger, and then Lucky Dime was out, and that just sealed the deal.
I bet.
So, now that I told you about funny Kleptomaniac Crab and funny Duck Dime, let's go on. Let's move from that report to some of the more interesting cards and themes that have come out in Set 5. The Wreck-It Ralph cards and strategy has been revealed. So we have 2 ways of playing Wreck-It Ralph if anyone's interested. So you have Sapphire Ruby, which focuses on King Candy, aka Turbo, the Racers, and Ralph, basically being antagonist central.
Makes sense.
And then we have Ruby Amber, which focuses on Vanellope, Felix, Ralph, and the Racers. And both strategies are location focused, which, given the racing theme, is very fitting. Both strats reward you for moving characters from one location to another, or for just having a location on board. One of the Felix is like, oh, if you play this character and have a location, you just get to draw a card. And then some just net you free lore, or they take lore from the opponent.
Wow. Impressive.
Oh, lovely.
We got more Robin Hood cards, which flesh out the strat of inflicting damage points and punishing your opponent for being richer than you. Whether that's lore, characters, or primarily the hand. Prince John
really is a fantasy.
Look,
Prince John is still an asshole, and he got more help.
Yeah.
sounds like my kind of. Sounds like the perfect furry frick you deck.
So I want to post these two. So new card is Prince John's Mirror. If you have Prince John in play, you can pay 1 less to play this. At the end of each opponent's turn, if they have more than 3 cards in their hand, they discard until they have 3 cards in hand.
That is disgusting.
Read what Prince John Greediest of All does. Whenever your opponent discards 1 or more cards, you may draw the same amount.
Oh, that's vile.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
I actually don't remember the
So that's at least plus 2 card advantage.
I might actually have to try it online.
Whereas Robin Hood is just focused on ticking damage and whatnot, Prince John just says, "Fuck it, we're gonna tax the opponent. Oh, more cards in hand? Well, fuck you. Get rid of them, and then I'm gonna draw the same amount."
This sounds like a.
And then you have a Sheriff of Nottingham card that says, "Oh, whenever my controller has to discard a card, I just do 3 ticks of damage."
Jesus.
Oh,
Funny for any mirror match potentials.
Hold on. Question: is Prince John a mono green deck?
Robin Hood theme in general is like primarily green.
Naturally.
A great max C counter.
What's my logo?
Exactly.
Prince John, destroyer of cockroaches.
Yes.
Destroyer of cock.
But alongside Wreck-It Ralph, we did get another franchise added, which surprised a lot of people. How many of you all are familiar with Brother Bear?
Right here.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Oh,
yeah.
no way.
No way.
Great movies right there.
Yeah, these two I am very much excited for.
Toto and Kenai.
So far, they've given us the 2 brothers. I believe like the mother. I can't remember her name, and the moose. But I'm sure they'll make more like set 6. But now we get into.
Her name was just Mama.
Now we just get into like, oh yeah, Robin Hood got another like shift form as well. He's rocking some drip.
Yeah.
I meant to point out.
Oh,
nice.
Dapper.
Yeah.
And he gets a lore counter for each opposing damaged character in play.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hello.
But after that goalpost, we move into 3 of the most like hyped up cards, and in the promo that was revealed basically. So, buckle up because we got Gaston, Ratigan, and Mufasa.
Oh boy.
Oh, Ratigan. Oh, that takes me back.
No one
I've
bullshits
been
like
ages since I've
Gaston
watched
Pure
Kingdom
Paragon,
Hearts.
who because Ravensburger was like, oh, how about we give Ruby players a masochistic strategy where if they damage themselves, they get huge profits. Gaston Pure Paragon, for each damaged character you have in play, you pay 2 less to play this character, and it has haste.
Wow.
Oh, here's
wow.
the thing.
That's
You're just telling Dynamist players this is what I do every day of my life.
And then Ratigan.
I was about to say for those at home who like play different TCGs, think of like anything related to Yellow and Digimon, Angel Feather in terms of Vanguard, and Psychic in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, Heroes in Shadowverse.
And then we have Ratigan, who has evasive, so only characters with evasive can challenge him, but all of your damaged characters will get 2 strength to attack. Any quest for free, which is fun. Him and Gaston go together like fucking butter and toast. But then we get to the card that blew up the Lorcana internet for a bit. Mufasa, Ruler of Pride Rock. Love the art here. But when you play this character, you exert all cards in your inkwell, and then return 2 cards at random from your inkwell to your hand. So, mana recycling.
Wow.
Don't you love it?
Oh wow.
And then whenever he quests, you get to ready all of your cards in your inkwell. So you use all of your resources, quest for 4, and it's all reset.
Wow, it's amazing.
It's basically similar to the fucking Baragia from Duel Masters.
Fair enough.
It
And
reminds
then-
me of using what's his name, Rayquaza in Gen 7 TCG, because he had a move where every time he attacked with it costed 1 energy, by the way. Every time he attacked, he could pull 2 energies from the discard pile to him.
Wow.
And now we get into one of the promos, which I'm excited about because the Madrigal family from Encanto got some more support, and we got another Mirabelle who got an enchanted rarity. Enchanted rarity is the highest rarity. You can tell if it's an enchanted if it has a fucking what I like to call the gay hexagon at the bottom of the card, but they're rare. The chances of pulling one is really rare, really unpredictable, I should rather say, because you could either get one on your first ever box, or it will take you like 4 or 5 boxes to pull one, and they go for a whole lot of money.
Makes sense.
So
Why is that not surprising me?
and the enchanteds are like full alternate arts too, I want to point out. But Mirabelle, she's the first card ever to genuinely quest for 5 lore naturally.
That is disgusting.
Oh wow!
And you can't play.
that is,
And
How many
then
lore do you need to win?
20.
Ah.
And so you're looking at this card and you're probably thinking, Raven, you absolute fucking fuckwaffle. How is this card good? You can't play it you can't play it unless you have 5 or more characters. This is fucking ass. And I have to say, counterpoint, Amber is the social butterfly of all of the colors, and they spam characters. They spam characters like fucking bunnies multiply.
Map.
Yeah.
As someone who has played as someone who played an Amber Amethyst deck, yes, very much so.
And she's also associated with a classification, aka I should say archetype really at this point, because the Madrigals did get their own sort of starter deck in set 4. She's a part of an archetype that supports each other, and whether that's like strength or even revival, or even just because they do have the grandmother who can just search a Madrigal card, which is funny.
Fair.
And then there's another Mirabelle who just says, oh, whenever she quests, all of your Madrigals get a lore counter. And that stacks too if you quest with 2.
Yuck.
Yeah. There's a similar card for from 101 Dalmatians, Lucky, which does like a similar thing.
Though before I wrap up this session, before I wrap up you know what? Before I wrap up this point, like Lorcana wise, I want to show you all my favorite enchanted though, mostly because of how weird the art is, or rather funny, I should say. How many of you all know Super Goof?
Yeah, I do.
So Super Goof, it has haste, and whenever this character challenges, you just get 1 lore. It doesn't matter if he lives or dies. But I love this artwork because for the most wackiest character ever, he gives me Homelander vibes. The crowd is booing the shit out of Donald and Mickey, and he's just trying to hold back from lasering the crowd.
Yes.
No,
I could
not
see
the
it.
loaded Goofy.
Yeah. Where's the vine boom? Where's the lightning bolts?
There are people about to go to Disneyland, and Goofy just leaves a bunch of people on the plane to die.
You should
shook yourself now.
Say I'm better is my mind's is funny. I'm saying I'm better in his voice.
But yeah, Super Goof is just Super Goof's alt art is just Homelander alternate skin for Mortal Kombat, I guess. I don't know, but it's funny. It's also a really good red card in general, so that's another thing. And then after showing Homelander Goofy off, that will be everything really. There wasn't really much to go over.
The
Fair enough.
Homelander of Disney.
Fair enough, and thank you for that. Let's see.
PG Homelander.
So next on the list would be Digimon.
Right, we've got quite a few stuff. They recently actually released a trailer for the 25th, celebrate the series' 25th anniversary. And it's mostly just nice little callback to the original series, so Digimon Adventure, which looks very nice. I will say, it looks very quaint.
I actually see it. I actually never knew that was a thing.
Well, it's quite recent. If you
What,
just
the
look
anniversary
up
post?
if you just look up a Digimon 25th anniversary. Hold on, let me just frickin' find it.
While you're doing that, may I
There we go.
may I share some TCG?
New
While you're doing that, may I share some TCG news real quick?
Well, I was going to quickly get into that soon after this, and also the next point, because they've also announced several serialized works or comics. They're like one-offs, but yeah, thanks, Rom. They're all going to be, as they say, it's for Digimon Recollection, Digimon Paradox, Digimon Knuckles, which apparently is around Gankumon, Mini Digimon, the Story of the Royal Knights, and Digimon Seekers, the Crossroad Witch, which I think might be an epilogue of sorts. I don't know. I've not seen it all.
I never read Seekers at all. I tried reading Seekers, but like I'm not one for reading novels.
Fair enough. Okay, I think now we can get into the card game, and we are being completely screwed over when it comes to Secret Crisis, the most recent set.
How so?
Like the set is now out today, but only in America. But there have been countless delays, not these, in terms of distributing. In English, in the UK, it's delayed by a week. Latin America is delayed by 2 weeks. And then it's not going to be legal here in the UK until the literal end of August. Which is beyond frustrating. It's gotten to the point where so many people are just calling out for them to just straight up replace for Bandai to replace their distributor with Asmodee. I mean, I would too. They're named after Asmodeus. I would not trust a distributor company named after a literal demon, so take that for what you will.
Of course.
Yeah, and as a little Christian, of course, that will be coming from you.
Yeah, you have no frickin' idea. I'm not sure what else is. I don't think there's anything else coming out this month rather. There's just going to be.
There is like the next chapter of the web novel that came out like sometime this week, I believe.
Oh yeah, new Digimon Liberators. And new Digimon Liberators content, and also we got shockingly new sneak peeks and reveals for expansion set 8, which included tamers for new Tyrannomon support, and a new evolution for Frigimon, which looks pretty cool. And finally, we are now in the reveal session for BT19. And it's just started off very small and simple with a new Terriermon and a new Mega Gargomon. But I am looking forward to what this new set will bring to the table. Apparently, as mentioned before, it is all about Cross Wars, the Cross Wars manga, so still expecting Z Millenniumon to finally make its appearance, but who knows what else it will bring to the table. Don't know if there's anything else when it comes to Digimon.
I do want to point out, like a side note, the tamer for Frigimon, I actually really like a lot.
Oh yeah,
not in
she does look kind of cute.
Yeah, not in terms of effect, but in terms of design, I will admit.
Yeah, and but I forgot new stuff for EX6, the new Nightmare Soldiers support cards, which includes, unsurprisingly, Myotismon, Piedmon Ace, a new Demidevimon, and a new Jogress evolution, Bolt Baltamon, which is a Jogress of Piedmon and Myotismon. And I must say, Baltamon just looks freaking sick. I hope that they wind up that Nightmare Soldiers ends up getting more support because they look kind of fun.
Uno podcast, which son falta como 1 hora más o menos.
Okay.
Okay. Suddenly Spanish.
It's not yours.
That should be a title, Suddenly Spanish.
I might as well include it, yeah.
Son como news y cosas como eso. Como más como 2 cartas.
Hey, SA, you forgot to mute yourself.
Como en los juegos, ya como alguien hablando como por...
I don't think you can hear us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, well,
You might have to self-mute them.
now if
The
I do
Hispanic
that,
in
then
me
we'll,
wants to just flat out a cabron.
if I end up doing that, we
The
might miss
Hispanic
when he
in
actually
me,
comes
the
back.
Hispanic in me just wants to start saying very lewd things.
Well, please
White,
keep it
but
to
I know
yourself.
all the
We
lewd
are on
things pertaining
Twitch.
to Hispanic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Twitch has to be the family friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
of course.
next on the list is actually
No,
Pokemon.
Twitch has to be family friendly, but they allow sexual emotes and twerking.
Rules for thee, not for me. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Rules for thee, but not for money.
Mm-hmm.
So next on my list is actually Pokemon, and we do have one bit of Pokemon news that I have. It's regarding the Pokemon Go's new terms of service.
Oh, that.
That trash.
Yeah, they updated their terms of service and increased a couple of... For the most part, the stuff was understandable. There were a couple of points. Now, let me be clear about something. I don't play Pokemon Go anymore. I play its company's sister game, Ingress, but even though I don't directly play that game, I still feel like this is a bad image for Ingress. The 2 main points that I found that were really concerning were waiving your rights for lawsuits and arbitration and using your likeness for third-party profit without your consent or compensation.
I'm never playing that.
Yeah.
What things even more heinous is that there's also a change where you are that they are not liable for your account getting banned, which is ironic because today they had a really terrible bug where if you tried going into a Team Rocket battle, there was like a high chance that your account could get temporarily banned.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, all of this is just asking for a lawsuit, regardless of
It's comedy.
what they're claiming.
It is actual. It's an actual fucking comedy skit. Fucking Key and Peele.
It really is.
Oh God, Key and Peele.
Yeah, let's.
And I think apparently
They're funnier than this though. This is awful.
It really
I
is.
think I mentioned it's a
True.
thing.
True.
Yeah,
This is true.
yeah. So they are definitely in range.
I'm gonna
of
be
getting
real.
sued.
Key and Peele has some good songs, but they do a lot. They did a lot of topics that many people talk about, and they just ripped on redneck, which I like.
What can you do? Comedy is
Yeah, that
subjective.
was fun. Racist Zombies is my favorite Key and Peele skit.
Now, Yosh, you're usually on the up and up when it comes to Pokemon news. Have you heard anything interesting worth talking about?
Yeah. So, Pokemon VGC just hit regulation, I believe, H. It's either G or H. Basically, it just means no legendaries at all. That includes minor legendaries like Urshifu. The reason I single him out specifically is because Urshifu is like the definition of you can't protect yourself this turn. You have to take this hit. Deal with it. Because literally, its ability ignores any kind of protect. It doesn't take damage from like Spiky Shield. It goes through Protect. It ignores Wide Guard, although Surging Strikes is usually a single target move anyway, so it doesn't matter. But regardless, that's big because now we're getting Pokemon that haven't gotten the light of day. So, friendship with Urshifu Rapid Strike has ended. New friendship with Donzozo has just begun. For a culture like me, Halifin. Regulation G takes out all kinds of legendaries, so no more Urshifu, which is big because ever since Regulation D, he's been in every team, like every team. every good competitive team has Urshifu. Unless you have something to compensate for not having him, which some people did by like having Pelipper.
So Fluttermane
there's
is
that.
gonna be meta again.
Fluttermane was still meta. What do you mean? It ignored Urshifu, actually.
The free
more meta, yeah. It's gonna be more meta.
The free Fluttermane you got from the mystery gifts will be extremely useful.
Doesn't Fluttermane's Dazzling Gleam deal quadruple super effective damage against single striker Shifu?
Yes.
Yes, it does because dark fighting. But also in terms of Pokemon, if I remember correctly, for what was it? For Unite, they kind of leaked that Armarouge is coming to the game too.
Yeah, it is confirmed now.
So
apparently there may
it's confirmed.
There may be also deconfirmed leaks, unconfirmed leaks that Cresselia could be coming to the game. But it's not.
I would be so hyped for that.
I'm waiting.
I would be so hyped for that just because it would be a new defender. Because it's either defender supporter. If you look me in the eyes and make if Timmy looks me in the eyes and tells me that Cresselia. If Timmy looks me in the eyes and tells me Cresselia is a fucking all-arounder, I'm gonna throw a fit. Like actually.
Yeah,
that thing is the tank through and through.
Will be a support or defender.
Hell, I'm honestly surprised that Armarouge isn't a defender because it's the tankier version. So yeah, it's fun. It's just now there's double releases, so that means there's potential for other Pokemon to get that. Like, what we get Slowking, since we have Slowbro in the game already, or Galarian Slowking, or Galarian Slowbro, same thing. Or like, what if we get what is it called? What are the name of these two? What if we get Cleavor as its own Pokemon? For example.
Cleavor. Mm-hmm.
And they make like Scyther, and they make it so Scyther has a completely different moveset if it's a Cleavor. Like it could have something else. It could have like instead of Slash and dual Wing Beat, it's like what? Let's see. You could give it say like Rock Slide, and then the other move would be like Fury Swipes or something. You know, it would be something dumb, just something to like split them apart the same way how the EVs have mostly the same moves, and then there's like one or two that have a different move from their starting out as EV. But yeah, that's about it for Pokemon. At least to my knowledge, because nothing has happened tournament-wise, other than I think I mentioned this already. Wo Chien getting a top 8.
Oh, okay. I have 2 things to say
what about those freaking abomination of the Unite membership changes?
Oh god.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I completely put that in my mind because I can't stand what they did. Basically, for the majority of Unite's life, it had a membership where if you pay $10 a month, you get, I believe, 1,200 gems. You get a free Hollowware for a Pokemon. You get 2 trial licenses for Pokemon. They're just random. It doesn't matter if you own them or not. And you also get you get to save more replays, and you get a special emblem and text box for when you're playing the game, and you make callouts. The problem with this is they changed it so now instead of 1,200 gems over 30 days, it's 900 gems. I changed it from 40 to 30, and they took away the free Hollowware for each month.
Okay,
and they're also removing rank protection cards, so.
And they're also removing protection cards, but the reason I didn't bring that up is because some people don't care about them. I myself am one of them because I can just buy them if I really need them, and I also don't care about keeping my rank up.
But even still, everyone's just gonna drop the membership once August ends.
Oh yeah, no. Definitely. I dropped that before August even happened because I thought that it was going to happen immediately. Once I saw the mime one, I was like, it's not that big a deal. I've got a better mime skin. So, yeah, I immediately cut that off. It's not worth it.
Down the drain. Unless they somehow wind up changing it back due to backlash.
That most likely because they put out a survey recently and a lot of people made note that they don't like the changes. Like a lot of people, it's so bad that people on Twitter are like making a hashtag about it. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's like save Battle Pass or something like that. It's like Unite Battle Pass or something. I don't remember.
They should do the Clash of Clans Battle Pass.
At least I remember there being a what you call it, a hashtag. It might not be there now. I might be thinking of something else. Anyway, yeah, people are pissed about it. But that's actually it for Unite Pokemon news, because I can't think of anything else that happened.
I got some.
Oh, go ahead.
One is the new they just released Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red.
Yeah!
Oh my god, I forgot to release that.
So us who likes Pokemon Mystery Dungeon have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that they did that.
I'm real glad that this is not a 3D version, because 3D Mystery Dungeon looks very ugly.
Yeah.
What's the new
By the way, I think it's very funny. They it's not new. It's just that it's a re-release of Mystery Dungeon Red on Game Boy.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
I actually thought Rescue Team DX looked fine. What are you talking about?
I didn't like the 3D.
I think it's fine.
The 2D looks much better. Nah, next was just an opinion on Pokemon ZA. What do you guys think about it?
I think it's cool.
We don't know. But I am still looking forward. It's definitely not going to be a Switch release. I think it's going to be slated for the new console.
What's the new console?
For PS5 and...
As like, I can't get a new console, and still on the Switch, I can't afford a new one.
Well, we don't know what it is yet. That's the thing.
EA's coming. EA's coming to Switch 1. They already confirmed it.
We have the Nintendo game. We have the Nintendo Switch.
We're already on the Switch 1, stinky.
Meh, who knows?
The Switch is still reliable, though.
Yeah, but they have announced that they're already preparing for the next generation of console to replace it.
Yeah.
They just haven't quite confirmed what it is or exactly what it does.
Oh, man.
No, we're most likely not going to get confirmation of that before the fiscal year ends, because they're going to want to make it so they get as much money from that once March hits.
Oh, obviously.
You know how long it will take to transfer all the data from the
too long
Switch to the Switch 1?
Probably the same.
It's even
Probably
in
the
the
same amount it takes to switch. Yeah, probably the same amount of time it takes to transfer data from one to another. Normal Switch.
It's like, for one, you have to switch your account from the Switch. Switch 1.
Yeah, but that's not that hard. It's like logging an account in, honestly. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm assuming next we're going into Yu-Gi-Oh, right, Nanashi?
No, we got a couple others to hit before then.
Okay. And
can I talk about? Can I talk about what happened with the guy at the local?
Oh, I'm gonna cover that.
Or should we save that for Yu-Gi-Oh?
I'm gonna cover.
You're gonna cover that? Okay. All right. Never mind then. All right. Perfect.
The one last thing I was gonna say is that the Pokemon Bank between consoles is a nightmare to go through.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a fucking pain in the ass. Like, excuse my French. Like, it is actually a pain in the fucking ass. Like, I'm cursing so much because it is so annoying.
Fair enough. I will take note of that.
Because you have to pay to make it transfer. You get the thing.
You have to pay to make it transfer. Yeah.
That's how I did it
with
with
3DS. 3DS and Wii U Wi-Fi shut down earlier this year. Pokemon Bank is still open though, because Pokemon Company knows Nintendo's really stupid for closing down their online when people still play it. So you can still transfer stuff from the 3DS games to like Switch to the bank on there. The problem is transferring through that way takes money, because they don't you have to pay to use that that app, because it counts as a subscription, and you also have to download a mobile. You have to download the mobile app if you want to do it with no problems and like transfer it up without the game like giving you a bunch of questions.
Lame.
Or app. Not only that, that app is the only way you can trade people on GTS now.
That is ridiculous. That's lame.
So if you want,
That's
if you want, say, all right, let's say I want a Clefairy. Let's say I want a Clefairy with Vanguard for competitive. I go and look up Clefairy. I say it has hidden ability, and I find it. But I have to do it on the app now instead of doing it in the games like you could before.
Welcome back.
Not only that, they still haven't updated the thing of like you can't trade a level 1 I don't know, Magikarp or anything. You can't trade anything but for like actual level 100 legendaries. You can still put that. There's no like tiering system for Pokemon, which is fine. You can't really make a tier list for Pokemon, but I think it should be like at least the bare minimum. Legendaries should only be traded for legendaries, mythicals for mythicals, etc., you know?
Yes.
It's like one horrible thing that happened to me when I was doing the Pokemon bank trade is that it charged me for a renewal of the Pokemon bank for both my Switch and Nintendo DS.
That's really dumb. It does that to me too.
That's what happened when I did that.
It's so petty.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'll fight over a nickel. They screwed me out of $8. I think I'm going to prison.
Noted.
That's understandable. That's completely understandable.
Well, we're already hitting the 90-minute mark, so let's see if we can pick up the pace a little bit. Next on the list is Cardfight Vanguard.
Actually, I have something.
Really?
Yes. Night Rose is coming back.
Cool.
Like with the whole Shiranui and the whole Shiranui stuff. Here's something funny that here's something funny that the crest does that I find hilarious. If you mill because of your Vanguard, put one of them back into your deck. Put one of them to the bottom of your deck.
You need to mill 3 cards at the same time in order to put something to the bottom of the deck.
Huh. So you actually can keep yourself alive.
Yes. Basically, Night Rose's one of Night Rose's largest problems is now gone.
Ah, fair enough.
Which was they basically suicided. They performed Lightsworn suicide.
Ah.
Well, I mean, it is a mill deck. There's no surprise there.
Not really, no.
Night Rose is same as she ever was. Where GB2, if something of yours is retired, Mill 3. Now it's technically Mill 2, but because of the crest. When you stride CB1, same thing you expected from G format. She doesn't have the Persona ride, but that's not going to matter. But these decks
just get big numbers already.
Yeah, here's the funny part. Roaming Prison Dragon and Inlet Pulse exist.
True, that is true.
So,
to get my 2 cents on that, isn't it a good thing that it's milling 2 instead of 3 now?
Yes, that's what he was saying.
Yeah, like basically you don't kill yourself as quickly.
Yeah.
No, I got that. I was asking because you said you mill 3, but you put 1 at the bottom of the deck, which is like that's -2, sure. But then he said now it's -2, so now wouldn't that would be -1? I just want to be sure.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Okay, I see what you're getting at.
Okay, that's god. For a deck that mills its cards, that's actually really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's only -1, it's still that's
reminder.
Crest insane.
Reminder: the crest needs for you to mill 3 cards at the same time to put 1 to the bottom of the deck.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, you're milling 2 instead.
Essentially,
when you
yes.
take all the math into account.
Yeah.
Essentially,
when
yes.
you're
funny.
You're going to be doing this anyway because of Hollow and Night Rose's own GB2. So now here's something new Columbard does because of the ride line. Basically, when you ride Night Rose over her, Soul Blast 1, he's going to be in the grave now.
Yep.
Check top 7. You pick 2 cards. One goes to hand, one goes to grave.
Pretty much.
Oh.
And the rest.
This
and
is
the rest will come back.
excellent card design.
It is.
You're talking about a game that could like potentially like deal like all 6 damage at once.
Theoretically, yes, with the right setup, which is part of the reason I don't play the more modern version. It's too quick on its finish.
Yeah,
even then, in premium, we have like a god dragon who can deal like 6 damage at the start of the turn.
Oh god. I know, I put the wrong link.
And
that's not what I was trying to put.
Yeah, Nightstorm has Hollow. If he's discarded to strike, draw. Which I'm like, holy shit, that's pretty legit.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a grade 3, so like of course you're getting the draw of that.
But also, you're probably still running Inlet Pulse in between this.
Why wouldn't you?
Just for more draw.
All right. Well,
also the new Destined one, the 2 new Destined ones that they showed us, Impaldino and Equilibra. Impaldino is actually rather interesting.
I don't mean to interrupt, but real quick, look in the podcast chat.
No, we saw.
No, I didn't.
Alright.
Oh, now I did.
Hideo Kojima is truly blessed.
Yeah, Impaldino is CB1. CB1, you pick a card from your drop, put it face up in your self-modification gauge.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on.
That's actually gonna.
What is this about?
Because I'm gonna have to explain what the self-modification gauge is now.
Wait, self-modification gauge. I actually don't know what that is. If it's about like the Brandgate Destined one, then well, I have avoided that because of story spoilers. I want to be surprised.
Basically, when you damage check, you pick
hold on. Let me deafen myself so I don't get spoiled.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Make it quick.
Yeah. When you damage check, you take a card and you put it. You take a card from your drop and you put it face up under it into your self-modification gauge. If a trigger was not revealed, your Vanguard gets 5k during your opponent's turn.
Right.
If your opponent has 4 or more gauges, this happens irregardless.
Gotcha.
If you have 3 or less, you get 5k if you didn't get a trigger. If you have 4 or more gauges, you get it irregardless.
Gotcha.
And the whole deck works around this.
Okay. I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, this deck is supposed to be a tank.
I can see this.
You tank and you drive check. So Con Blast 1, you pick a card from your drop, put it face up in your self-modification gauge. Check the top 5, you pick a grade 3 or less, call it, and your whole front row gets 5k for every 2 gauges you have until the end of your turn.
Damn, that's impressive.
Divine Skill. If your opponent is grade 3 and you have 4 or more gauges, which you should have from his effect, from the code X and his effect. So Con Blast 1, discard 1, he gets a crit and a drive.
Gotcha.
That's cool. You the watch, you just post it.
Crit 1, drive 2. So he gets 4 drives by himself, and he actually has a rear guard homie, Flight Transformer Windstar, that if you have 2 or more gauges, he gets 5k during your opponent's turn. And if you have 8 or more, his drive can't be decreased by card effect. This will matter later. If he attacks and you have 4 or more self-modification gauges, and you haven't performed a drive check, which means he has to attack first. Cannon Blast 1, he does drive checks, but loses a drive, which goes to the second effect. At the end of the turn, bind him. This is to prevent domestic abuse, because this effect is very abusable.
Gotcha. Was that all about the Brant
I don't think
stuff?
it's gonna stop domestic abuse.
Yeah, that was mostly the Brant Gate and the new lady who just says, my divine skill makes me restand. I have 5. I'm 18K for the rest of the game.
Gotcha. The reason I was asking is because I want to get Ignister back in here, and I didn't want him to be spoiled to anything. So, was that all the news?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, well, let's get him back in here. Make sure he didn't have anything he wanted to contribute.
What?
He's done. Did you want to contribute anything to the Vanguard stuff?
No.
Just like 2 things, which I'll go over real quick. First, DBZ4 is not released in Japan as of today. And the third set is going to be releasing soon. When? I don't know. I am actually not going to check.
Fair enough.
Oh, if we're talking about DBZ, did y'all hear about the MOBA?
No.
I mean, I meant like the Divines set for Vanguard.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard DBZ. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
I'll just keep it short. I was gonna bring some Pokemon, but I forgot. They're just making a 4v4 MOBA in the style of like Pokemon Unite. That's literally it. The Dragon Ball characters. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
It looks like it's only gonna be on mobile, which I'm kind of annoyed about because they did the same thing with Jump Force or Jump Assemble, and I was looking forward to that game until I found out it was gonna be on mobile.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'd probably all have the same
Mobile
reaction.
sells nowadays. They want you to be a cash cow. Like, oh, you're playing this mobile game? Here's a power.
I could be a cash cow on console, bro. I don't want to drain my battery to play as fucking Mash.
Let me finish so fast.
Mhm.
We'll give you this character
Oh,
for $5. It's like your first hit's free. It's first hit's free of crack. Oh, but here's a new
Amen.
broken character. Pay me $100 so you can have your broken character. Fuck right off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
Gaming companies on
That's
mobile
not even
and
just mobile
console. Gaming companies on both mobile and console, with all of their microtransactions out the ass, really treating the player bases like some sugar daddy or something.
No,
I want you to play my game more. Give me money.
Hold on.
All right. Well.
I got something for this.
Okay.
Basically, that's what they do to the player base.
Essentially, yes.
Also, I forgot like one more thing. The newest episode of Divines, which is where the Destined 1 Phoenix was mentioning, is gonna most likely take place. That's gonna be premiering on YouTube in like 12 minutes.
Well.
What is it now?
As it happens, we are getting close to that 2-hour mark, so I'm going to try and get through the next part as efficiently as I can.
Yeah.
You doing Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
Damn it.
As I was going to say, next on the list is actually the Weiss Schwarz stuff, and there is very little news, so I can get through this in like a minute. The Bushy Road Spring Fest, their annual springtime tournament, is almost finished. They only have one game left to go, which is going to be on August 17th, which is after their new ban list goes into effect. As far as new products are concerned, they have officially released the Love Live School Idol Festival 10th Anniversary Premium Booster, but one of their cards had a production error, which is going to cause an issue upon release. They have already announced that this is going to be an issue, and they've already announced resolutions to this. They've also announced a cool product called the Chronicle Set, which is a box that has all cards at one each for a particular series in their game. They've got one for Sword Art Online's first set and Fate Zero. So for $300, you just get a full set of one of each card of that entire set, which fantastic in my opinion. It means it's a lot easier to get all the cards you want. And there's no new information as far as upcoming products already. So now we can just go right ahead and jump into the Yu-Gi-Ohs.
Alright, so before we start the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, I need to say something. This is the deck I'm rolling with for the format.
Good to know. Thank you.
Also, before we start, I will have to say I will have to head off, seeing as I'm being called to help with something. But
Gotcha.
before I head off, I will say, if you get to it, to the new Blue Eye stuff, fucking chef's kiss.
I will.
Oh god.
That's no.
Magi's now a $700 card.
I will get to it. You
Did I
have my
already
word.
Did I talk about the Battle Loss support last month, or was it really...
You did, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, me giving the chef's kiss to Blue Eyes, I'll be heading off. See ya.
That's fine, man. We'll see you on the next one.
Later.
All right, so...
So you want to...
Hmm?
I was like, you want to talk about the Blue Eyes since we were just...
I'm going to talk about that stuff when it comes up. I'm not there yet. I've got a list.
Okay.
First things first. Did you guys hear about the guy who was assaulted during a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament over slow playing?
No.
Yeah.
No. I didn't hear it, but that's why.
Okay, so it's real simple. Someone named Burkhart was slow playing at an event and got violent after being called out on it. He attempted to forcibly steal his prize and assaulted the store owner, and then he, in response to this, got suplexed. He turned out to be a major drug addict, and he had a friend who actually had bench warrants. So in every aspect, this guy was getting nailed.
Yeah. That man was a former military man, two places. I said, you know, what was that, son? You talking mess? I'm about to beat your ass down. Ah! Life comes
about
really
right.
fast.
All right.
Life comes really fast.
Fantastic in my opinion. We also got confirmation on the championship series in Japan. It's going to be taking place on November 4th. There's going to be a cap of 4,000 participants, all selected by random lottery. It's going to be all best of one matches, which, okay. And it's going to be a...
that's disturbing.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4,000 yen roundabout entry fee.
So
Roundabout or round robin?
Roundabout.
Watch as Balwas ends up becoming a meta contender alongside Beansmith Snake Eyes. They did win an event.
Is that anything new? I'm pretty sure if we did the Japanese enough time, someone will end up winning a tournament with fucking tunes. And I don't mean hybrid tunes. I mean like full on, just a full tune deck.
Eventually, maybe.
Do not take Raven's prophecy.
Hold on.
Powers, please.
Since you mentioned Battle Loss is
Nope.
meta.
Okay, that came out of nowhere.
What came out of nowhere?
So
anyway, you were saying before you were interrupted?
I was just going to say, next on my list is actually the Master Duel stuff, and I can crack this stuff out real quick.
Oh.
Okay.
First off, you've got two different ban lists. One that's already gone into effect, which limited Heavy Storm and unlimited entirely Snatch Steal. And one that went into effect yesterday, where they banned Gimmick Puppet Nightmare and Ito the Supreme Magical Force, but completely unlimited Super Heavy Samurai Wagon, Synchro Trishula, AA Zeus, Infernity Launcher, and Sekka's Light.
I don't like that unlimited. I don't like that Chris unlimited. It's gonna be degeneracy.
Connor, is that you who's been handling the soundboard?
Oh, yeah,
I did the sound.
Yeah, I used the Sad Horn because that's appropriate for this ban list because it's stinky.
You know what? Fair.
All I gotta say is if anyone tricks
FBI, open up! Okay, that was unnecessary.
No, we're not doing fucking sound effect spam.
But
Stop it.
Yeah, please.
Next on the list is quality of life features that they use to upgrade the game. The Biru now has a visibly displayable summon counter for the person who has it in hand. If either player has 10
Fabian players, what the hell?
If either player has 10 or fewer cards in their main deck, it triggers a publicly viewable counter. Synchros and it is cool. Synchros and Xyz monsters that have effects that are gifted to them by their material, like Yang Zings and how they work, will actually have indications built into the screen.
Oh.
Yeah, so you don't have to micromanage all the shit anymore. It just tells you.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can also...
Probably not enough for me to get back into Master Duel full time, but nah.
You can also choose the perspective when you're watching live games. You can choose which player you want to see.
Okay.
You can also check and copy any deck lists from the active games in front of you.
That's very useful.
You can seek out live games specifically based on cards from certain selection packs.
Hey, that's kind of cool.
And you can choose which background music plays during your game, yours or your opponent's.
There's different background.
That's not bad.
Yeah, based on what your life points are. Sometimes depending on certain fields, it's rare you actually get the option to have different music, but when it comes up, it's available.
Okay.
I actually have a personal favorite.
Let's see. They had a tryout duel for a Dirtle card called Respect Play, whose only effect was that each player shows their hand during their respective turns.
Oh, you know the funny thing I found out about Respect Play? It actually stops. It actually stops Vanquish Soul.
Does it?
Yes.
You need to actually reveal the card. You can't reveal the card that's already revealed.
I forgot about that. You need to be able to reveal the cards to make it work.
Yeah, you can't reveal an already revealed card.
Wow. Get vanquished.
Same thing with the dangers.
They also announced a Fabled solo mode.
Same thing with Thread Soul.
Really?
I activate the effect of BU, reveal a Thread Soul monster, but you can't.
Oh, wow. Okay, that actually has better implications than I thought it did. Wow. I need to remember that if it ever comes up again. But like I was saying, they have apparently been working on a Fabled solo mode, and out of all the information about it, the only thing that's really cool is that there's a Fabled Chawa mate that you can earn as a prize.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
It's kind of adorable.
That is.
Let's see. They've introduced the Xyz Cup, which has, the same titles, icons, and an Xyz-focused pack pool as their prizes. Nothing special there.
Yeah.
They've given new summon animations to Cosmic Quasar Dragon, Crimson Dragon, Scarred Dragon Archfiend, and Dragon Master Magia. Now,
I thought Dragon Master Magia already had an animation.
Now, this one kind of irritates me. They gave a completely unique animation to AA Zeus when his field wipe effect resolves.
Actually, I like it.
I'm just not a fan of Zeus, so I'm kind of biased.
Well, I mean, I really like the design.
I'm the same way with
Zeus takes off his
pants.
pants.
Awesome.
And they also gave us 2 new selection packs. One was Wings of the Guardian, which has Ice Barrier, Raid Raptor, and Voiceless Voice imports.
Oh, nice.
And the other one is the Master Saga, which has Blue Eyes, Hero, and Toy Box imports.
Oh, so Toy Box is already in Master Duel.
It is now.
Yeah.
It's always weird that there's certain things that get there in Master Duel before that have been out for like years in the actual TCG and OCG.
Tell me about it. Now,
I don't question it.
It's best not to sometimes. Now, as far as the actual TCG, though, we have officially been given the Infinite Forbidden pack set. It's officially out. And they also announced a bunch of the new singular cards, Magicloidal Soul, Volmina Pendulum, Quebico, you know, all that good stuff. They also finally revealed the Mimighoul archetype, and I gotta say,
Which
that
is really
shit
awesome.
looks fun.
Yeah,
it's really fun. I played
Actually
it. It's really fun.
I actually faced Mimighoul.
So did I.
It is actually kind of threatening.
It is. It's
an actually
hilarious.
Smart flip deck.
The only issue I have with Mimighoul, they have to play a cash
God.
and cash.
I mean, it just depends on your variant. Like, I played pure Mimighoul.
It really
but, like,
does.
The top deck does run.
They obviously need their second wave. But for what it does as it is, it looks fun. I might actually build that.
Better than Warrock.
That's not saying much.
They don't talk.
You mean
we don't talk
Warcock?
about it. We don't talk about it.
Warcocks.
It's not their fault. It's like the only thing that's ever been good TCG exclusive has been like Cosmo. That was a long time ago.
Well, let's not.
Everything was fair, equal.
Let's not distinguish that. That shit was amazing.
It was
weird.
All right. Now, coming up soon, they've announced a new item called Retro Pack, which appears to be a lost booster pack that was never brought to the TCG. It's going to have OG card frames, OG card looks, names, texts, and it's going to double the foil cards compared to the original release.
Nice.
Now, Rage of the Abyss is still coming out on October 11th, and they've announced a bunch of stuff for it, like the Battle Wasp support, which has 1 main deck monster, 2 synchros, and 2 spells.
My God, they're pretty good. Those cards are good.
They actually are,
They're
surprisingly
good.
enough.
Really good, but we have a problem.
It's Battle Wasp. Why wouldn't we?
Nah, there's something that starts with has been fiending on the current day.
Ian Smith, I fucking hate it already.
I'll
I've
get
only
to
been
that.
back in the game for 2 weeks.
I will get to that. Then there's the new Memento monster, which gives their archetype an actual win condition of allowing all their high-level Mementos to attack directly.
Dude,
Yeah,
Memento
I saw
has
that
the
higher,
most
I believe.
support. Dude, Memento has the most support among the deck build packs. Like, so much support.
It really does.
This is true.
I think the only
I
archetype-
forgot
You need
about-
to do that with the other ones. You need to support them more. Support the other ones.
They literally forgot about everything else.
They tried their hardest to make that archetype appealing.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
was about to say, like, the funny thing about that is, like, if you have both the level 9 fusion and the creation, you can actually OTK with those two alone.
Yes, you can. Let's see. Then there's the new Fiendsmith support, which, luckily for us, doesn't appear to be as annoying as the support we already got. It's just a new 4-star and a Link 3, and they don't do an amazing amount of stuff. They don't seem to contribute to the engine that everybody's currently abusing, and it makes me want to shoot my head.
Oh, no. The new level 4 is actually a good starter.
It is.
Sadly,
It
it's
is a good starter.
I want to say something controversial.
Oh boy.
I don't think Fiendsmiths in particular are very annoying. They only got as bad as the reputation they got is because Snake Eyes synergized pretty well with them. It's like the issues with retrains and Tearlaments.
You know, I kind of see where you're coming from. If cards like Beatrice didn't exist, I might actually agree.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
Beatrice
another
needs
thing.
to get
Beatrice
hit
needs
soon.
banned.
You just need to get banned, actually.
It probably should.
Sucks, 'cause if you were a person who likes playing your Burning Abyss, we just killed your deck. We're sorry.
Well, if your deck relied exclusively on Beatrice to do anything, what can you do? Let's see. They also announced new support for Perform Age because they recently gave an errata to Plushfire.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and Performance is getting a bunch of new shit soon.
Yes, they are. The new Hand Trap Dominus Impulse has my attention because it plays like a hand trap I actually would enjoy.
What's it do?
It's
The most
I'm trying to remember. The Dominus hand traps work like lesser versions of other cards. Dominus.
Is this them in the game?
I'm trying to think. Dominus Purge stops searches from deck to hand. Dominus Impulse, this new one, stops special summons by effect.
Yeah, so like R is a lot better.
But if you use it, it shuts off 3 attributes for the rest of the game, if you use it from your hand.
You can just pick dark.
So like now time to wait for the other 4. The next one in Supreme Darkness, whatever. Well, I don't know which attribute that one is, color wise.
Well, they've already given us one card that blocks off 3 attributes, and this one that blocks off the other 3, so it's going to be a whole new combination for all we know. I'm actually curious.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I remember one stopped fire, dark, and
water.
Earth. Oh, water.
Yeah. The other one stops earth, wind, and light.
But you can bet that no one in OCG will play it because then they can't play the Roach anymore.
That is true.
Oh, wait. Does it stop both players' wind effect?
No, it stops you from being able to activate wind effects as well as earth and light effects for the rest of the duel.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if I want to pick up one set, do not pick up that. Pick up the other playset.
Yeah. Let's see. Then they also announced some random cards. Chaotic Allure Queen, which looks like it would help the actual Allure Queen strategy with its new support. Puppet Shark
Style. How good that card is.
Puppet Shark Style, which... Okay. And Turmoil of Sea and Flames, which is a lore spell, and it basically gives each archetype the opposite of what they need.
What does that mean?
It's a spell that helps high-level fire and high-level water, but the high-level fire just gives you a draw, and the high-level water gives you a pump. It's literally the opposite of what the decks are supposed to be doing. I think that's kind of the joke.
Basically, that's the joke.
But one thing in this set that they've announced that's really important is the new Atlantean Mermail crossover support.
Oh, that's true. I'm sad they didn't get a proper structure deck.
I am too, but at the same time, the support they got is really good. 2 new main deckers that work for either archetype at the same time, a Link 3 that protects them from targeting, a rank 7 that can stack on top of any of their Atlantean or Mermail Exceeds monsters, and a new equip spell that just furthers their strategy. People are already finding new OTK strategies. It's like 10 years ago all over again.
It's like OTK, very common.
Yeah. Just goes to show how cool water players are.
You remember when duels used to last 10 turns?
That's why I still watch old content creators like Steven's channel.
Actually, if you guys didn't know yet, there is a really cool play with that one water deck on Re-Rains. How it's called again?
Marinsas?
Yeah, Marinsas.
Huh. Well, drop.
Because the Link monsters lock you into water, and when you then make the lances and ban every stuff, your opponent don't get the stuff back because you are buff locked in water.
Right. Somebody was playing
but
around with that.
You summon them back for them.
Very nice.
But you can't.
Okay, they also announced more support for Valmonica and Centurion. Valmonica got a counter trap, which cool. Centurion got another 4-star main decker and an 8-star synchro tuner that can search cards, which is something they absolutely need. And
an 8-star for the deck.
Aw. And Iria the Water Channeler has finally been announced, which is something we've all been waiting for.
Yeah,
I think so much better.
Your Atlantean, huh?
It's the water one's so much better among the current 4.
I can't. If they had a dark or
they do have a dark and light. It's not released yet.
Not yet.
I hope they make a dark and a light.
They will. Just takes the time.
They have announced OTS Pack 26, and inside of it, the only card that they've announced is going to be an ultimate rare Low Prayers of Voiceless Voice.
Wait, what's going on?
OTS Pack 26.
New OTS pack.
Then
Voice even matter? I haven't touched the game in a while.
Voiceless Voice is still pretty powerful.
It is, It's just been kind of overbooked by thanks to the Speedsmith engine and Bell
And
using
Snake
it
Eye.
as well and Snake Eyes.
But
Snake Eyes, basically Snake Eyes, Speedsmith, and a little bit of Tempipe are just like, hey, we're here. You're taking over. Mostly the first two, then the latter, Tempipe.
Yeah. Let's see. They gave us a confirmation for the date of the Quarter Century Bonanza box, which is supposedly going to have the reprint of a lot of needed cards, as November 8th.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm going to save up for that, baby. We'll save up for that right there.
And then...
Get them all.
What's that?
And then after that is Deck Build Pack Crossover Breakers has been confirmed to be released in America on December 6th. We already got Reziol's announcement, which is the most generic and boring Rank 4 deck we've seen since Raid Raptor, but they did give
I still like them.
The field spell's funny.
That's actually what I was leading up to.
Field spell is funny.
The field
It's
spell
strong.
gives them negates, which is insane. They also finally announced the Ryuka, Longwa, Aperture, whatever the name of that 10-star boss deck is. 3 main deck monsters, all with their own independent continuous spells, and a ritual pendulum monster that summons itself from the scale as a ritual summon, I believe it is.
It's like more of an engine deck than anything.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. The dinosaur looks cool.
Yes.
Dude,
The ritual pendulum is actually very interesting.
What's it? Ultimate Conductor now is on the gate because of the Dino continuous spell.
Of course it does. And yes, thank you, Rom. They actually did announce the full Malice archetype, which is, as we suspected, an Alice in Wonderland reference. And it appears to be revolving around banishing its pieces, summoning them back for a few hundred points, and basically link spamming with it. It's
Dude, it has Cyber style Crusadia. Yeah, it's Crusadia.
It feels
Cyber
like,
style.
kind of. It's like a punk Crusadia mix.
Yeah.
Really?
Little bit. You pay life points to bring back your stuff that you banish. They give you searches, pops, and protections. And if they point to link monsters, they give you more bonuses.
What is this called? So I know for future reference to
Malice.
Invest in. All right, noted. Oh yeah, Malice. I've seen this stuff. I would totally play it.
Honestly,
for any of my friends too.
I kind of want to play it because if you guys recall, my dark only deck was all about sending stuff to the graveyard and banishing for power loops. This feeds right into that and would take me back to my roots of how my deck originally played.
Yeah, that's a plus for you.
Yeah. Now, they did give us another V-Jump promo announcement, which was Zeriort Migrator. It's Shark's sister support. It's a 5-star water winged. Thank you. It's a 5-star water winged beast that just summons back a level 3 or 4 water from the grave, but prevents its effects from working. And if you use it for Xyz material, you can treat it as a level 5.
It's all right.
It's rank 5 support, which is cool. They don't have a lot of good of that, but it doesn't seem necessary.
Unless they make her have her own deck, then yeah, it would work.
I tried making a Blizzard Penguin mix, and it just didn't work out. Her stuff's too just disjointed.
Damn.
Yeah, I tried. I genuinely did. Let's see. Then we get to the Blue Eye Structure deck that Raven was interested in. The 3 new support cards, the Neo Kaiser Seahorse, which is a fantastic extension piece, the Trap that destroys cards and allows you to ritual summon, which is hysterical, and the Link 1 that searches or dumps their field spell.
Yeah.
Link 1? That's rare.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, finally, among the 3 boss monsters of the users, Kaiba took gold and finally got one.
It's like Kaiba went to Konami and says, make me more cards.
Make me better shit.
I hate to admit it, the Blue Eye support is pretty well-rounded. It didn't take anything away from what they already did and how they acted.
Yeah, to be fair, it just needs a small buff anyway.
Yeah, really.
They can actually perform double tuning.
Yeah, they can. And the last piece of information I have is about something they've announced called Terminal World 2.
man. I'm excited for that.
Yes, it has confirmed that we're getting Fabled and Jirac support, which the Jirac support I'm all for, but they also have confirmed there's going to be 2 other Terminal World archetypes that are going to be getting support, which means it could be anything. But I have a theory. I don't know for sure if the artwork in the article that was posted on YG.org is directly connected to this, but if you take a look at the town in the distance, that looks like worm slime.
Well, it's the art. Cause you're looking at all 3, so like it's possible, but like the leading theory is going to take the second terminal store. So like Cleafort might be a thing. It's more possible that like Cleafort, was it? Fuck, what was in the second Terminal World arc?
I don't remember. I don't
Cleafort
remember anymore.
Stalls.
If I can find it out, I'll let you know.
I want to see X Saber support.
They have plenty, but maybe. I'm more interested in seeing more Gusta support personally, but that's just me.
I want to see playable.
I gotta dip out. Someone's buying the rest of my Magic the Gathering cards in about 45 minutes.
All right then. We'll see you next time, man.
Yeah.
One thing I still want to see is playable Flumvel.
That actually might be another one.
What?
I was going to say something.
Sure, go ahead, man.
I hope Miss Valley gets support because like that deck needs it.
True. What were you gonna say, Connor?
Yeah, I have a feeling there's not going to be worm support because that's actually the artwork of a Jirac trap. So it's just confirmation of
a what fan?
Of a Jirac card.
I was talking about the town in distance where it looks like it's covered in slime. That was my reference point.
Yeah, it is. In the lore of Dual Terminal, it's one of the areas where it's not just worm slime, it's Worm Zero's corpse.
Oh, right. Oh, shit.
Because there was that clash between
worms were the main threat
and
of the first story.
And then the Fables came along and tried to, and basically killed everyone. And then the Jiracs turned to meteors to kill them, because Dual Terminal storyline is kind of poopy.
Fair enough, fair enough. And that was the last piece of Yu-Gi-Oh! News that I had. Ooh, 2 hours and 15 minutes, and we actually made it through all of it.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a personal best.
Actually, no.
I have a legit question.
Shoot.
So, if we're gonna go back in time, in a good time machine, and Dual Terminal 2, will we just have a good time or a terrible time?
It depends on where we end up.
Well, if we end up right in the moment where we saw Takazashi, I forget the name of the person who created Yu-Gi-Oh! We go to the point where he's like trying to save the person.
Takahashi?
Yeah.
Honestly?
No, that's fair.
Honestly, I would love nothing more than to get a chance to help Takahashi save those people so that he would not have to suffer what hit his fate. But the fact of the matter is, these things happened, and if time traveling movies and TV shows have taught us anything, it's that fucking with the past never works out.
Yeah.
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 I just want to be like, can we?
Unless you're Uncle Grandpa.
Uncle Grandpa, yes. Let's not get into that. Uncle Grandpa breaks all the rules and gets away with it.
If you save the life of Takahashi dead, then someone else has to die.
That is true. And then who knows what'll come from that.
Yeah. It could be the creator of Kenshin.
To be fair,
we could lose Oda. One Piece is done right there.
No.
To be fair, I would be able to live without the creator of Rurouni Kenshin. He is a scumbag.
Yeah.
That's right.
The product he created, though.
No.
That's fine.
Like, it's already created. That's why.
I know.
It's already out there. You know, separate art from artists. That stuff.
God, I really hope they bring the Rurouni Kenshin Weiss Schwarz cards to America.
Me too.
I really
Even though
want
I'm not big into Kenshin.
The Kenshin cards
Like,
apparently
still
are
really
so
good.
good. Anybody who's playing them has never lost.
Guys, aren't you
Love to
excited
see
for
it.
the next Hunter x Hunter chapter?
Okay, now you have me curious.
I would actually have to get the information for you and lay it out in a way that's understandable. But long story short, the Kenshin cards come in 3 flavors, one being Kenshin and his friends, one being the entirety of the people, and the other one being the Oniwaban group.
What's that?
It's the enemies of the first season of
Like
Kenshin.
a group. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't. One thing, like, I think I've made it very apparent. My memory is horrible, and that applies to old anime, especially.
That's fair. If you get a chance, I actually have uploaded a dubbed copy, I believe it is, of Rurouni Kenshin to the Gilded while it's still there and while it's still usable. So have at it at some point. But unfortunately, this pack did not come with the stuff that I really wanted, which was the stuff about the main villain from the second art, Makoto Shishio. He is a phenomenal villain.
Ooh, I wish they would make an Inuyasha deck and have one based around his brother.
If they ever do a reanimation, they might.
I mean, yeah. I was gonna say Inuyashiki was technically that, but not really.
Yeah.
That was more like a sequel series.
It really was.
A disappointment sequel series, but a sequel series.
It's
Boruto. It's essentially Boruto.
It exists. That's all we really need to say about it. So let's take a few seconds and talk about Tokusatsu shows. I know none of you guys are really big into Kamen Rider or Super Sentai, but the latest Kamen Rider series, Gotchard, is about to end and is going to be replaced. The current one is an alchemy series, which unfortunately turned out to be kind of subpar beyond the first dozen or so episodes. This new one, though, the main character is a guy who loves snack foods, and he transforms with what looks like demonically possessed snacks.
Yeah, Gav.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is insane.
Gav.
Gav. Yeah, G-A-V-V. It's called Kamen Rider Gav. G-A-V-V. I've seen his transformation. He wears a belt buckle that looks like those Japanese red dragon kites on strings. And supposedly if it bites you, it brings you good luck, that kind of thing. The idea is that the belt chomps on the candy. The candy explodes out of its shell and gives him armor. That's the joke. And he wears gummy armor.
No, here's the funny thing. God's transformations work like Zoronos. They're disposable. Hence why he has multiple popping gummies.
Oh, is that why? I was wondering about that. I just thought that there was just that many of them. So apparently every time he transforms, he uses up one of those animated gummy boxes. That's good to know. And he has multiple other forms as well. His main one is a brutality form that gives him like gummy physical armor, makes him resistant to damage to a point. He's also got a hard candy armor, which is basically gigantic lollipop armor. He's got chocolate armor that gives him... He's got the chocolate armor that gives him guns, and my favorite is probably the chips armor, which gives him a pair of swords that looks like they're coming out of chip bags for handles.
Yeah,
wait. We gotta watch this, dude. We have to watch this.
It's gonna be starting at some point next month.
Each form is going to have a mod gummy. It's gonna have a mod gochizo, which alters how it works.
Nice.
Like how Gav's base form has punching and kicking gummy. And the chips is gonna have Hihiro chips. The spicy chips gummy. The spicy chips gochizo.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have one for chocolate because the one for chocolate is the secondary rider Valen.
I actually didn't know if they were going to have a secondary rider or not, but that's good to know. My only issue...
The secondary riders was inspired heavily after Valentine's Day and is going to have stuff referencing Valentine's Day.
That makes sense.
Hence why his base form is a chocolate.
That makes perfect sense.
That's cool.
Now, The only thing I have an issue with when it comes to Gob is that his base form helmet looks like a tooth.
I think that's intentional.
I know it is. It's just
I feel,
cannot visually detach from it. I get the joke. I get what they're going for. I just cannot visually detach from that, and it's distracting. But in any case, it looks like it's going to be a fun series.
A peppermint or something.
Also, because I like what they're doing with Majade, because what they had for Majade's final form, Twilight Majade, she gets it in a similar way to how this might be spoilers for the Gachard movie.
Yeah,
Gachard Daybreak.
Fair enough, but let's not give any spoilers to that then, because there are some people who I think still want to see that. My big issue when it comes to Gachard as a whole, not just the issues and the inconsistencies with the plot, but it's the fact you gotta watch, like, what is it now, 3 movies and a 2-episode special to understand everything that's happening in the series?
I just hate Spanner.
Yeah, Spanner's a tool.
Yeah, Spanner's an asshole.
But in any case, as far as...
Are we still in the podcast?
Yeah, we're still in the podcast. We're just wrapping up.
Oh.
That is my cue to get ready to go to local.
Well,
and move the man's ass and go.
Fair enough. Before you take off, though, is there anything anyone else wants to talk about and I've gotten that out of my system while we still have a couple minutes?
Easy. As one of my friends asked, are we in a tier 0 format? I just want to know everyone's opinion. Are we in a tier 0?
Not really.
No.
I'd say Pokemon. Yeah, I would not be able to tell you.
But a true tier 0 format will be one where there's only one playable deck.
And we
with
have
the
several.
Fiendsmith engine, there's
We have
Yubel being
Fiendsmith,
playable. And with
we have Fiendsmith, we have Jubel, and we have Snake Eyes.
We
So no
realistically
tier 0.
have 3 top decks, one of which is an engine, and as a result of that, we are technically not in a tier 0 format. However, it feels like it because when you look at any of these decks, you could actually see any of them being together in the same deck, and it just makes it feel like they're all the same.
Yeah, it does feel like all the same, and there is an issue with the format, and again, how Konami is doing rewards for top-level players. Just give them a Switch, they'll be fine. But the thing is that Fiendsmith Snake Eyes are at a much lower power level than something like Ishizu Tearlament. Because Snake Eyes is beatable, Fiendsmith is beatable, and even when they're way stronger together, they are harder to beat, but still pretty damn beatable.
Done it.
Whilst with Ishizu Tearlaments, if you weren't playing any other decks, you lose hard.
Yeah.
Unless you ran a specific kind of Madolche deck, which also needed to use the Ishizu retrains.
Yeah.
No, but one thing I definitely think that should probably happen. I feel like Savage could at least come off the list with an errata, and Link Karibo can come back.
Savage and Barone can come off the list without any sort of erratum needed.
Personally, I'm happy seeing them on the list purely because it means we don't see them in every single extra deck of the game. But
we already see an extra deck of the game all the time now.
I know.
Basically.
It's
you
just
see access code all the time. We're not against it. It's access code.
I don't like seeing access code in all the extra decks. I think it just distracts from creative deck building to rely on the same card in every deck. I get it's a good card. It's just, it gets boring.
Honestly, my big issue with... I don't have an issue with generic extra deck bosses, because, you know, you're meant to end with them, and they're meant to be pretty decent. The big issue I have is generic extra deck combo extenders. This is why I'm more in favor of Halka and Link Samorg both being banned.
Yeah.
And I can even see some arguments saying that Auroradon should stay banned, even though it was on a list because of Hulk shenanigans, but whatever.
I miss some
But
more
yeah.
Link.
I think if you want me to... Oh, go.
I feel like Link Karibo died for Snake Eyes' sins.
It did.
Well,
Yeah.
of course. That's what Konami does.
Yup.
They don't ban the problem.
Yep.
They ban the problems, the other things to the problem.
Well, that's
Remember
because
years
this
ago
stuff
when
is too new.
Emancipator was a problem? They killed Block Dragon. Block Dragon's like, bro, I was in the game for like 7 years by the time they came out. What are you talking about?
And
The
besides,
funny
they have
thing
Block
is
Dragon
that
2
we
of
can't wait till
Flamber's Dragon.
They like it. What sucks about it is, and one of my friends says, we'll see what happens in YCF Sacramento. If you looked at the WCQ for us, there's a lot of Snake Eyes, except that one guy who I made his build online to play. That made him play Ancient Gear. That's my guy. He said, "Fuck the meta. I'm going rogue as hell." And I'm playing Ancient Gear. He should have made top 60. Just for that spell. I wanted him to win.
Yeah, he has eternal respect for me. I need to finish my Ancient Gears. I'm still missing one. Dark Golem.
Yeah. Dude went in there and said, I will beat Snake Eyes and OTK them. And they would just sit there and take it. And they did. But I think, like my friend said, who plays at that level, he goes to regionals in different states. He goes to YCS. He's like, we'll see what happens in YCS Sacramento. See what happens. Because then the list will be out after. And will Konami actually kill Snake Eyes? He even said they could. Are they going to touch Ubel? Doesn't think they should. Are they going to touch anything Beatsmith? No. So it's kind of like, what are these things you're going to get rid of on this next ban list? Because it's late August, so we got another couple of weeks before it pops out. And even then, I already know Snake Eyes is going to get axed. I don't think anything else is going to get touched.
Yeah, I think Snake Eyes is going to get axed.
Snake Eyes is
guys, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I gotta go because I gotta start getting ready for my stream too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
go ahead, my friend.
Well, on that note, maybe we should go ahead and call it a night, unless anybody else has anything to talk about.
I was gonna finish by saying that.
Yeah, we are going towards 2 a.m. now.
Okay, well, real quick, Connor said he had something he wanted to talk about. I want to give him a chance.
I was going to say that it doesn't actually take much to kill Snake Eyes. All you need to do is ban 3 cards. Oak, Flamberge, and Original Sinful Soil. Flamberge, obvious reasons, summoning 2 from Grave. Original Sinful Soil's a starter that's also a comeback card. That's bullshit. Oak might be a surprising choice to some, but then you look at some. But I have played against Snake Eyes before, and the games that I won because I shut down Oak. Because Oak is surprisingly way more important than you think. Getting rid of Oak means that they basically have nothing after going through Ash and Poplar.
Yeah, but Flamberge and Promethean Princess are the real problem cards. Why Snakes is so strong.
Promethean Princess is fine enough. She probably wouldn't have been in abuse that she is if it weren't for Snake Eye.
Good possibility.
Yeah.
But in any case, I think we can all agree that something needs to be done about Snake Eye, and this is probably going to be the format that finally gets Beatrice banned. Can we at least all agree on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Snakes needs to be gutted in all formats.
Well, at least we can agree on that much. So, it's getting late for everyone. We've all got stuff to do. I'm going to go ahead and call this show here. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming out. We had a jam-packed show tonight. 13 participants. We haven't had that since the passing of Toriyama. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate all your attendance. We usually record these on the first Friday of every month, which means the next show should be on September 6th.
Yes.
Yes.
So in the meantime...
9 days before my birthday.
I'm sorry, what?
It's 9 days before my birthday.
Oh. We'll have to be sure to wish you a happy birthday when we get closer to it.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, thank you everybody for coming out. I appreciate you guys attending. I appreciate everybody who was watching. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Night.
Bye, everybody.
Night-night.
Bye.